If you play games yourself, this is your chance to be part of it. Sign up now at globalgamingleague.com. globalgamingleague.com. Everybody games.
Call the good dudes at Gabrudes, G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Homeowners, if you have an electrical project you need done, then you need the good dudes at Gabrudes. Family owned and operated for 30 years, Jay Gabrude and his team are the area's recognized experts for everything electrical, from the very basic like repairs, lighting upgrades, and whole house fans, to the biggies, panel replacements, EV stations, and backup generators. Gabrudes does it all and does it right the first time. They're actually the guys their competition recommends. Gabrudes, expert 5-star service and always transparent, honest prices and solutions. Say goodbye to your electrical issues. Visit Gabrudes.com or call 24/7 and speak with a real live person. Gabrudes, G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Call the good dudes at Gabrudes, G-U-B-R-U-D-S, Gabrudes.com.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. That's 800-690-8445.
Hey folks, are you or do you know a veteran or family in need of a heating or air conditioning unit? I've got awesome news because DAS Mechanical is giving back by donating one to a veteran or family in need. Owner Nick Delancey and his family, hey, they're always looking to give back to the community, and they're excited to help out a veteran or family in need. Just go to dasmechanical.org and nominate yourself or, hey, someone you know to receive one. And yes, it comes with installation. It's very simple to enter. Go to dasmechanical.org, click the 2026 HVAC system donation tab. Fill out a very short 6-question nomination form. Nominate now at dasmechanical.org. DAS Mechanical, family-owned, locally owned, HVAC experts, serving Sacramento for years. For all of your HVAC needs, DAS will exceed your expectations. Once again, that's dasmechanical.org.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Tell your friends.
Grant's back.
Grant Napear is back on the Sacramento airwaves right here. KSAC 890 AM Olivehurst, K284CM 104.7 FM Sacramento.
Hello.
Hello, Sacramento.
Sacktown.
And welcome in.
Grant Napear.
How you been?
You know this guy.
It's your show.
So happy to hear you on the airwaves.
2+ decades on the radio with you.
Just the start of an incredible journey.
Now he's back on Fox Sports 104.7 FM and 890 AM.
3 to 6 every day, Fox Sports Sacramento.
The phone number?
916-779-0929.
His name? Grant Napear.
And a good afternoon, everybody. Hope you are doing well. It is the start of the Major League Baseball season. It's the Yankees and the Giants from San Francisco. That's the good news. The unfortunate news is if you don't have Netflix, you're out of luck. That's right. Instead of having the start of the Major League Baseball season celebrated by all on over-the-network TV, which would be Fox, the home of the 2026 World Series. No, it's not on Fox. No, it's not on another over-the-air big carrier. No. No, it's available on Netflix. Typical Rob Manfred, typical greed of Major League Baseball. Screw the fans. Who cares about the fans? We don't care about the fans. If you don't have Netflix, too bad. Go out and buy it. Go out and subscribe. You don't have Netflix? You can't watch the game. It's a joke. It really is. It's a joke. Such a shame. It really is. That's where we're at in 2026 in Major League Baseball and really the NFL with their Christmas Day games. And, maybe it's because we're just not used to where we're heading with sports on TV. But, man, I'm just not a fan of that. I'm not a fan. What about you? 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. We'll talk a lot about that on the show today. Olden Polynice coming up at 4 o'clock. And we talk about things that just don't make sense, things that you have trouble digesting. So the NFL came out today, and they announced that the Seahawks will open the season week 1 on Wednesday. That's right. Not the traditional Thursday opener. And the reason for that is because the NFL thought it would be a good idea to put two teams on chartered aircraft and fly 15 or 16 hours down under to play a game in Melbourne, Australia. And those two lucky teams are the LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, let's not just have a game. Let's have a very important divisional game. And let's have those teams fly 15 to 16 hours. Oh, yeah, and let's have the game played in Melbourne. You know what? Let's have it Friday morning when people are still out and about getting their morning coffee and the morning commute has just ended. Yeah, let's have it at 10:30 in the morning. That's right. Well, to be official, it would be 10:35. Why do we want to have the game in Melbourne, Australia at 10:35 in the morning on Friday? I'll tell you why. Because in New York, where the NFL headquarters are, that's 8:35, which means that on that side of the country, it's prime time. Let's not worry about the two teams that are playing that happen to be in the Pacific time. And let's not worry at the fact that it is right smack in the middle of their rush hour on a Thursday night at 5:35. No. We don't care about that. We only care about where we live in New York. That's it. And we don't give a damn that the teams are going to have to get up at 5:30 in the morning to prepare to play football at 10:35 in the morning. That's not a big deal to us. We don't care. Because we want to have a game in Melbourne. And we want to have a divisional game. Talk about stupidity. Seriously. I mean, it's just unbelievable to me. Start a Major League Baseball on Netflix. The 49ers and the Rams having to go all the way to Melbourne for a regular season game. You know what? If you want to have a game in Melbourne, have it during the preseason. Then I'm okay with it. Regular season, I'm not okay with it. All right. The NBA has given the green light to start the process on expansion for Vegas and Seattle. So this is nothing that is surprising. We kind of knew that that was going to be the case. And the rumored price tag for an expansion bid is going to be between $7 billion. That's right, billion dollars. Good luck on that. All right. The other news that is very interesting is Adam Silver came out with a very terse statement. All right. Talking about tanking. I do think ultimately this is a decision and it needs to be made at the ownership level. It has business implications, has basketball implications, has integrity implications for the league. So it's one that we are very seriously, that we are taking very seriously, and we are going to fix it. Full stop. So, Adam Silver, we are going to stop it. Okay? The question is, to what degree? What are they going to do to put a halt to this egregious act of tanking that is, in my opinion, dominating right now the NBA? That's what's dominating the league right now. That's what everyone's talking about. Okay? It is what is the talk of the league. Said, what's the story about the NBA commissioner backing a 65-game season? Is it true? No, you've got your facts wrong. You should do a little research before you put a text message like that. He's backing the 65-game minimum limit to qualify for postseason awards. 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. I mean, Cade Cunningham was talking about this. Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the leading candidates for the MVP. Will they be able to qualify because you have to play a minimum of 65 games? That's where we're at. All right. I hope you didn't watch the Kings game last night. If you did, you are a true fan. All right? If you did, you're a true fan. As the Kings dressed 8 players against a 500 Charlotte team, and they got their doors blown off. It was men against boys, and the Kings lost by 44 points. I asked Jerry Reynolds on the postgame show if he saw anything that he would take as a positive, and he said no. 44-point loss, step 1 of a 5-game road trip, Orlando tomorrow, and who knows who will play and who won't play. Who knows who will be sore when they wake up in the world of Disney tomorrow, and who won't be sore. Because, that soreness, that is a really tough obstacle to overcome when you're an athlete, when you're sore. Let's just hope that they're okay. I know the hotel they stay at in downtown Orlando. I'm very familiar with it. And I'm really hoping that Russell Westbrook is going to be okay. I'm really hoping that the other players that did not play because of soreness are going to be able to survive. Maybe the warm weather, although, you know what, it was pretty darn warm. It was hotter in California last week than it is in Orlando right now. So that can't be the issue. Maybe they need to go to Alaska. Right? Maybe they need a little more ice on their body. Soreness. Let's hope they're going to be okay. That's soreness, boy. That's a real issue if you're an athlete. That soreness, oh boy. Let's have a moment of prayer, please, for our NBA players that are affected by soreness. Okay, we're done with that. Let's get to some phone calls at 916-779-0929, and we say hello to Mac. Mac, welcome to the show. How are you, Mac?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Thanks for calling, Mac.
Well, first of all, happy opening day.
Yep.
I think for you, I think you and I think a lot when it comes to baseball. There's a lot negative about baseball, and we could go on and on. But I have to say, the one day where none of that matters, where I just woke up like a gleeful little kid again, it's just opening day. It's the one day where, hey, the Dodgers aren't in the lead. Everyone has a chance.
Right.
Everyone does have a chance, but I just want to say, like, there's something beautiful and poetic. You look outside and spring is the symbolism of new life, and you see flowers blooming and you see the trees blooming, and you can compare that to baseball, a new season, a blank slate, innocent, like, almost like a newborn child, if that makes sense. And I know I'm being very poetic, but as John Fogerty says, we're born again and there's new grass on the field, and what I love about baseball, what I love about baseball the most is because it is in my opinion, is the game. It's a game of failure, right? You succeed 30% of the time and you're in the Hall of Fame. And we soon get to see players overcome and become resilient and deal with constant failure. And it's what I love about the game. I am so excited. And like as Ken Burns,
how do you feel about
Pitt
the automated ball strike system that's going to be coming in? Because there were some very strong comments by a former umpire today, and one of the best umpires that we've ever had, by the name of Richie Garcia. But go ahead. What do you think about that? Because you follow baseball. What do you think is going to be the impact of that? Do you think it's good for the game, or do you think it's bad for the game?
So I'm going to tell you, I'm probably a minority.
Okay.
I don't like it because I believe that there's a game of errors. It is a game of errors. I like seeing pitchers have to adjust to different umpires' strike zones, if that makes sense.
I agree 100%.
It throws a wrench. It throws a wrench into the game. It makes you have to almost scout the umpire. You have to understand that. No, I'm not saying that we should have Angel Hernandez in there, but I like seeing an umpire who has a low strike, who's a pitcher's umpire and stuff like that. So I'm old. I think very old, and I'm rigid, and I don't like change. However, I think a lot of other fans are going to like it more than I. And I think maybe even the players. I don't know.
I'm not a fan of it either, just so you know. I'm not a fan of it.
Okay. But you know what? I hope you have a great day. Take it easy, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you very much. More on the zone by former MLB umpire Richie Garcia. He came out today and he blasted the system. And I agree with him. He goes, I think it's embarrassing to the umpires that are calling the game. Nobody likes to be humiliated in front of 30 or 40,000 people. And he went on and he gave his reasons. And he said, I'm 60, and it seems to me like the younger generation really wants this technology, and they want the certainty of a pitch being a ball or a strike. That was Ted Barrett, a big league ump from 94 to 2022. He's the one that made those comments. All right. Now, remember, under this system, each team is going to get 2 challenges per game, and they keep a challenge if you're successful. All right, quote, as an umpire, you never want to miss anything. You want to be absolutely 100% correct. But we're all human, and that's just not possible. That's Sam Holbrook, who I know very well. He was an umpire from 96 to 2022, including being behind the plate for Game 7 of a World Series. So that tells you how good he was. So Sam said, as an umpire, you never want to miss anything. You want to be absolutely 100% correct, but we're all human, and that's just not possible. Social media and the media have really been hammering the umpires for pitches that are just minimally off the zone, or he said minutely, are just minutely off the zone or in the zone or whatever, and it's just too hard to be perfect with all of this. I think it's going to be good to correct any egregious pitches. I think it's going to show how good the umpires actually are. Very interesting. Barrett went on and said, it's tough mentally on an umpire because you failed at your job and there's that instant feedback of failure. Nobody wants to fail at your job, but then there's Also the, hey, thank God I didn't cost the team a game or a run or a pennant. No one wants to live with that. And so we take the positive of that. The negative is sometimes it's like, what am I doing over there? I got overturned twice at first base. We'll see how it works. I'm not crazy about it. And Sam Holbrook, one of the best umpires in baseball, he retired, as we said, in 2022. And I've had very good conversations with him about his job and being behind the plate. And I've had great conversations with some of other veteran umpires. Well, Bill Miller. I've had many, many, many great talks with Bill Miller, and he's behind the plate tonight for the Giants and the Yankees. I've had hour-long talks with Bill about all of this. Not the automated strike zone, but about umpiring in general. And I've learned a lot. It's been fascinating to sit and talk with Bill. All right, let's get to Scott in Sacramento. Hi, Scott.
Hello. Question: why can't the Super Bowl be on a Saturday or instead of Sunday? They're moving everything else, all these games. Why can't it be celebrated on Saturday?
Because the networks feel that Sunday is a much higher viewing day than Saturday. Saturday traditionally on television is not a highly rated day. Sunday is. There's a big difference, and the networks, with what they're spending in television rights, want to maximize their viewing window, which is more Sunday than Saturday. Saturday has never been a good day for TV. Never.
Well, I guess that's true, but
it is true. The numbers back it up. It's not an opinion. It's a fact.
No, I hear you. You. I think the ratings would be just fine on a Saturday for a Super Bowl. I don't know. There's a lot of people that aren't even fans, but they will watch Super Bowl no matter what day it's on.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know. I don't know whether that's true or not. You're probably right, Scott. You're probably right. All I'm saying is traditionally Saturday has been a horrible, horrible day for television ratings.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's true. I bet it is. I mean, you know the ratings better than anybody else. So, yeah, I'll take your word for that one.
Thank you, man. You have a good one.
Well, I appreciate it.
Hey, I appreciate your call. Take care. We'll come back. We got a lot on the table here. How much of the Kings game, if any, did you watch last night? I mean, that was difficult to stomach. The game was over before it started, and it was awful, terrible. We've got that again. Olden Polonase at 4. What do you think? Is it going to be Vegas and Seattle? How long before we have teams in those respective cities, and will they work? I know Seattle will. I'm a little skeptical on Vegas. This is the Grant Napear Show on Fox Sports Sacramento.
We are Fox. You've been saying you're going to pay better attention to your home's honeydews. Check one off your list right now by calling Gabrud Services to schedule a 12-point inspection of your home's electrical system. The safe rule of thumb is every 5 years for an inspection. If it's been 5 years or more, call Gabrud's now. A qualified technician will provide a thorough inspection of the electrical system to ensure it's safe or alert you to potential problems. At Gabrud's, electrical work is all we do. We are the area's recognized experts for anything electrical, and our number one priority is ensuring your home and family are safe. You've been saying you'll pay better attention to your home. Stop saying it. Make the call to Gabrud's. Talk with a real person and schedule your 12-point inspection today. Gabrud's, locally owned for more than 30 years. GUBRUDS.
Call the good dudes at Gabrud's. GUBRUDS. Gabrud's.com.
Are you SAC Alert? Have you signed up to receive emergency alerts via phone, text, email, or app? Well, what are you waiting for? Winter is coming, and that means there is potential for storms and flooding in our county. Don't get caught off guard or left in the cold. Get urgent storm evacuation and shelter information immediately sent directly to your device. Sign up today at sacramento-alert.org. Again, that's sacramento-alert.org. It's free, quick, and easy to do, and can literally be a lifesaver.
Summer is coming. Backyard parties, barbecues, good times with great people. Take your summer to the next level with an outdoor kitchen or fire pit from Custom Fireside. Custom Fireside has the largest inventory of outdoor kitchen options, fire pits, and fireplaces in the Sacramento area. If you missed us at Capitol Beer Fest, no problem. Now through the end of March, visit one of our 2 locations. Mention Beer Fest and you'll still get Beer Fest savings. Custom Fireside, employee owned and operated in Sacramento and Elk Grove.
Get the best. Bridgestone tires are engineered to keep your world moving, and that's what really matters. Now through March 31st, buy a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and get $80 back on a Bridgestone prepaid MasterCard. Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. For the best selection in Bridgestone tires, get to Expert Tires and Brakes at 5810 Auburn Boulevard. Expert Tires and Brakes. Save big and get their 60-minute install guarantee. Expert Tires and Brakes, 5810 Auburn Boulevard. That's Expert Tires and Brakes.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Yesterday, great news for the city of Sacramento and the region of where we live with the new unveiling plans for the stadium for the Sacramento Republic at the Rail Yards. Congratulations to the managing general partner, Kevin Nagel, and his investors, sponsors that are making this happen. This is going to be tremendous for the city of Sacramento. Now, I don't know if it means the MLS is coming to Sacramento. I know that it certainly keeps the window very open. Whether or not that happens remains to be seen. But when I'm looking at the renderings of this new stadium, which is going to be open for the start of the 2028 season, if Sacramento State is serious, okay, as their schedule was unveiled yesterday for their first year in the Mid-American Conference. By the way, I don't know if you saw this. Not only is Sacramento State traveling to the other side of the country for all of their road games in their conference, they're also playing at Hawaii. Yeah. Anyway, if Sacramento State does not explore becoming a tenant in this new stadium, then something is out of kilter. All right? Something is absolutely off kilter because it wouldn't make sense to me. Forget about Cal Expo. All right? Forget about playing in your upgraded high school stadium where you currently play. You're going to have a state-of-the-art facility. It won't be yours. It won't be called Hornet Stadium or whatever, but it's going to be state-of-the-art. It's going to be a place that people would like to go to, and they might sample your product, which they probably wouldn't do so if it weren't for a new stadium. It's just not going to, it's not feasible to me at Cal Expo. Money, everything else, it's going to take too long, even if you're able to do it. It doesn't make sense to me. I personally think if you can't build it on campus, which should be the first priority, is you should build it on campus. That's the first priority, okay? And if that's not doable, then you need to look at the rail yards and this new stadium. That's where you got to be. I hope it happens. I hope it happens. I really do. All right, 916-779-0929. Rhino, I want to bring you in on this. You went to college down at San Diego State. Your view of college sports is more current than mine in terms of what they were able to do with their football program. They were always very good, or at least many, many good years in basketball, but they had a great run in football too, obviously, during an era where they had maybe the best player in college football and one of the best players of his generation. But if you can't build the stadium on campus, let's just assume for right now that you can't for sake of conversation. Doesn't it make a lot of sense to play at the rail yards?
Makes all the sense in the world. Building a stadium that's going to rival that and probably not be as state of the art as the Republic Stadium makes no sense. You got to find a way to play in that building. It will draw people outside of football fans for at least one visit, and then the goal being make them come back because of the product.
Exactly. And the atmosphere and everything else that goes with it. Yes. And let people experience, okay, getting there, is it going to be easy to get there, right? You got I-5 right there. You have Highway 160 on the other end connected to Richards Boulevard. You've got a lot of different ways to get there. Will there be some mass transit, right?
Absolutely.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Will they extend the light rail to go there? I mean, there's a lot of different ways to get there, I think, when the stadium opens. So let fans experience that as well.
And so SDSU for many years played at Qualcomm. And when the Chargers left, that's old Jack Murphy for those out there. The light rail, or the trolley as we call it in SD, went right to the stadium. And I think you could come up with a way, maybe the light rail here in Sacramento doesn't go directly to that stadium, but you can get darn near close. And
what they need to do is they need to have the light rail go from downtown to the rail yards and continue out to the airport. I mean, let's move on with the times, would you please?
Yeah, that would be nice. Not going to lie.
Almost every city in America has that way of getting to the airport with mass transit. Sacramento, if they really want to, that's the next thing they need to do. Get the light rail to go out to the airport, please.
Yeah, but no, playing in that stadium would be awesome. And SDSU, the football program, again, even though they were D1, it really wasn't that prominent when I went to school there.
Right.
And then they started to build back up. They went and played at Notre Dame. They did the natural thing to the point where they could fill their own stadium on campus for the most part. Now, one thing that the Sacramento Stadium is going to have going for it is the shade that's going to cover the seats. Snapdragon Stadium does not have that, which has really limited the ability for daytime games on campus in San Diego.
Dorian chimed in. He's a big supporter of the show. He said Sacramento State just needs to play on campus. I would agree. That would be the best option. But here's the problem with that. It has to be built, okay? Someone's got to pay for it to be built, and they haven't even put any shovels in the ground. They don't even know where it would be. So whereas I would agree with you, in the meantime, while they're trying to figure all of that out, you're going to have a state-of-the-art stadium in 2 years, sign a 5-year or a 3-year or whatever the case, sign a lease to play in that building for multiple seasons until you can decide, okay, we're going to build the stadium here on campus. What you could do, I mean, if you really want to call it the way it is. Now, I understand that is a multi-purpose facility at Sacramento State, and there's track and field.
World class for track.
Yeah, that's right. World class. So I don't want to ignore that because that is they had the U.S. Track and field trials there for the Olympics. I mean, it is world class. I want to acknowledge that. I don't want to ignore that. But, I mean, when you say, where are you going to build the stadium? You could build it right there. All right. If you play at if you play at the rail yards, you would be able to figure out an alternative site for track and field while the new facility is being built. And, if you're looking for a parcel of land, it could be done right there.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not an architect, but is that the main objection to not rebuilding where Hornet Stadium is the track?
No.
Okay. Because ideally, you probably don't want a track around your football stadium.
You can't because it pushes the seats way too far away.
Right.
Since Sacramento State, you talk about the track history, they need their own facility in it. I mean, that's what needs to be. You never want a track around your football field. It's terrible. I mean, I've announced many games at Sacramento State, both college football and the gold miners and other. You feel like you're so far away from the field. It's ridiculous.
Call it what it is. It's high schoolish.
It is high school. It's 100% high school. It's not high schoolish. It's high school. There are many, 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 many high schools in America whose stadiums blow away the stadium that the Sac State Hornets play.
And that's
Many.
not okay, but that's not just a Sac State thing. There's many other colleges that are probably D1 who have high schools that blow their stadiums away too. We have to acknowledge that. Sac State's not the only one.
Correct. That's correct. Very true. But that doesn't mean that it's okay. In other words, like at some point, if Sacramento State has the illusion of going to this big-time football, that's not it. Okay? Playing where they currently are, that's not it. We can agree on that, yes?
Yeah, okay. Well, here's the other thing, too. With this 5-year MAC deal, right? Isn't it the perfect time to do a lease to see how this works out with the MAC conference? Because you're not there permanently. This is a 5-year
you have a 5-year
window.
deal.
Right.
So, I mean, if you really, and I don't know what negotiations are like, I don't know, but like to me, if you got a 5-year deal and that stadium's going to be ready to go in year 3 of your 5-year deal, I would want to at least play there for 3 years.
That's right. That's right.
Now, I don't know if they would want a larger agreement, a larger lease. I'm talking about Kevin Nagel and his partners than 3 years. I can't answer that. But what I would say is they need to be serious about it. It makes a lot of sense.
No doubt about it. I'm with you there.
Because I know one thing. There's no way there's going to be a new stadium built, that Sacramento State stadium, for their football team in 2 years. I can guarantee you that. I can 100% guarantee you the Sacramento State Hornets will not be playing in a new stadium in 2028. That I can guarantee you.
I just say leave Cal Expo alone. You've tried everything at Cal Expo. We've had water parks.
Yep.
We've had concerts. Yep. We have the State Fair. We've had racing.
The
just
Republic's
leave it alone. The Republic, yeah. It's kind of tired, right?
Listen, I would love to see a stadium built on campus. That's first and foremost. And if you can't build it on campus, then you got to come up with, well, what's realistic? Like, okay, what makes sense? The rail yards makes a lot of sense. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Why? Because it's being built as we speak. That's why.
It's like Kevin's team beat Sac State to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guarantee, well, I can't guarantee you, but I would think if you're looking at Cal Expo, you would have looked at that site as well for perspective.
Well,
places to build.
First of all, you have to understand this city that we broadcast from. They've never been able to do anything that makes sense until the Golden One Center was built. They couldn't even get minor league baseball in their city. They had to lose it to West Sacramento because the city leaders were too stupid and too ignorant and too much of out in left field, no pun intended, to not be able to house AAA baseball in their city and the tax revenue and everything else. Oh, no. Across the river to West Sacramento. And over the totality of the River Cats, that has been a huge success. Okay? And now you look at what's happening. You got Major League Baseball there for 3 years before they moved to Vegas. Sacramento's got no baseball. They have the Sacramento Kings and the Doco, which has been tremendous. But it took an eternity to get to that level. And it was only because of the mayor, Kevin Johnson, who saved the team from leaving. Could you imagine right now? Could you imagine the city of Sacramento without Golden One Center and Doco? Could you just imagine downtown Sacramento without Doco and the G1 Center? Oh, my goodness.
No.
As bad as downtown Sacramento is now, for the most part, I mean, you got to be kidding me. Just imagine that area being the way it was. I mean, I don't want to be too crazy overboard here, but it saved Sacramento. That's what it did.
Well,
it saved the city.
And no offense to malls, but malls are slowly declining with sales and attendance.
Of course.
And people going out. So that's what it was. I mean, it was down. Remember the ads for Down Plaza?
Yes, the downtown plaza.
Yes. They've got something for you downtown.
I mean, think about Doco. It's a great place to walk around. There are many different places to eat. You got the Sawyer Hotel. You know, obviously the the signature of that is the G1C. I mean, I can't even imagine Sacramento right now in 2026 without that. Now you're gonna add the rail yards here, okay? It's not only the stadium. Have you seen the development that's going to go around there?
Yes.
It's basically going to extend
Yes.
downtown Sacramento to that to that area.
Right. I know. You've already you have stuff that's right around there as well. It's gonna be. I was talking to somebody. This was 5-6 years ago, and they said, and they were looking at, and you talk about this area of town all the time, what's called Westlake, right? Everybody's like, wait, Westlake? Where's the lake? There's no lake. It's off of Arden. It's like in that downtown area. And they were looking to buy a house there. And they said, just wait, downtown Sacramento is going to be extended north towards this. And we're going to be in prime area. Sure enough, here we are.
Hey, I want to talk to you about DAS Mechanical, and we went through our recent heat spell, and based on last year, we're probably going to have a very hot summer because last year was very mild, and how often does that happen 2 years in a row? Are you ready with your air conditioning unit? How about a tune-up? How about service? That's what DAS Mechanical specializes in. They also are incredible at giving back to the community, and they are donating a heating or air conditioning system to either you or someone you nominate by going to dasmechanical.org. That's right. Go to dasmechanical.org. Just click on the 2026 HVAC nomination form, okay? It will take a minute. Fill out the form, nominate yourself or someone you know, and DAS Mechanical will install a heating or air conditioning unit. It's that simple. DAS Mechanical, locally owned, family owned, serving Sacramento and Placer counties. They are HVAC repair and service specialists. Go to dasmechanical.org. That's dasmechanical.org. Don't forget OP coming up at 4 o'clock right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
Welcome to Par 18 Golf, Northern California's premier TrackMan Golf Performance Center. If you love the game of golf, you're going to love Par 18 Golf. Par 18 Golf is where serious golfers go to elevate their game to an entirely new level. Par 18 Golf features Ultratech TrackMan practice bays. These are the very same golf simulator systems that PGA players use to perfect their game. TrackMan systems use Doppler radar and high-speed cameras that give you instant feedback on your swing. It analyzes distance, ball spin, face angle, and club path. It's how the world's very best players train. Open for both private and group events, with memberships, leagues, and coaching available. It's for serious golfers who demand more from their game. Located inside the historic Nimbus Winery in Rancho Cordova. Open every day by reservation, rain or shine, day or night. Visit par18golf.com today and experience the future of golf performance.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. That's 800-690-8445.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Remember, always be generous with the nutmeg. Just eyeball it.
Okay.
Mom's wisdom has served you well, but now it may be your turn to guide her.
Hey, I'm worried about Mom. She keeps forgetting her famous sweet potato pie recipe.
Some things come with age, sis.
And some don't.
Knowing the early signs of Alzheimer's in a loved one will help you make the best decisions for your family. Visit 10signs.org to learn the signs. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Russell Westbrook has been ruled out of the Kings Magic game tomorrow with soreness. That's soreness, boy. That soreness is, man, I just hope he's going to be okay. I really do. I really hope he's going to be okay. That soreness, boy, when that soreness pops up, oh, boy. That's brutal. Brutal. You know, when the NFL players get sore, hockey players get sore. Oh, yeah, that's right. They go to work and they play. That's right.
Could you imagine if there was an injury report for Kings fans? Eye soreness, out, questionable, out for the season.
Yeah. Mentally deranged because they've had to watch this team play all year and it's affected their personality traits. Right? Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
I mean, seriously. Wow. How many people do you think would have watched that game last night after the first quarter? The game was over quickly. I mean, you'd have to be really like either your television is broken and is stuck on one particular channel, or you gambled, you had money on the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why you would have watched that game last night. Oh my gosh.
Maybe if you're doing fantasy basketball, you watched it, but and the weather right now, that's not going to help things when you have a 4:00 tip off and you're down 30, 40.
I don't know. Do you know a lot of people that play fantasy basketball?
Not as many as I used to, but I do
I don't know anyone.
I know a lot of people that do fantasy baseball. It is a grind. Like, it's updating stuff on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It can be an hourly basis.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing.
I got you.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mac plays fantasy baseball. That was a good call by Mac Rinaldi. He put some Tom into this time of year.
He's right about it. That is what baseball is always signal in many parts of the country. Not here in California, but where I grew up, he's 100% correct. The start of baseball was, to me, it coincided with the start of spring, knowing that summer was around the corner and it was warm weather and the winter was over. He's 100% correct about all of that.
Which is why I think baseball going to Netflix tonight is all that much worse, because I think you have an older, or at least the calls that we get about baseball and guys that are purists, they're older, and gals that are purists, they're older, and they're less likely to probably have a bunch of these apps, right? And that's your big audience that sits down and watches 162 a game or a year. Young people, I don't know, maybe you'll watch it because of San Francisco and Judge and whatnot.
Here's the deal. It's wrong. Okay. We get down to, what's right and what's wrong. It's wrong. Okay. It's not good for the sport. And when I mean it's not good for the sport, it's not good for the marketing of the sport. It's not good for the health of the sport. It might be good for the owners because they're the ones that profit on this. But without the fans, it's not good for the owners. And this already, on the first day of the season, is leaving a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. It's just wrong. Okay,
it doesn't.
It's
okay,
wrong.
It doesn't leave a bad taste in my mouth because every professional sports league is pretty much doing it
On opening night,
It's a great question.
you think the NFL, as bad as they are, I mean, maybe they did. Was the opening night in Brazil game on Peacock or was it on NBC?
It was behind a paywall. I believe.
It was. Okay, so they
I'll
do
have
it
to
too.
double check that, but
Okay.
it's par for the course. But like I said, with baseball, that's the last sport that I would put atop the list to be going behind a paywall.
But they
to
do it
kick
all the
off
time.
season.
The Amazon games, right?
But not okay. But that's NBA, right? I think you have
No,
different-
MLB's got a lot of games that are not available on their normal carriers. The
Oh,
Yankees.
they're on Amazon, right?
Oh my gosh, all the time.
Oh, okay. I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's just, I think it's baseball's trying to do a little too much here because when I think opening day, I think baseball from the time that I wake up until the time I go to bed. And what, you're going to get a featured game on its own? It better be a good game. It better be a good game.
Do you think tonight's game, Giants, Yankees, tomorrow will end up being when the numbers come out? Do you think it will be considered a success? A viewing success is what I mean.
Yeah, it probably will be.
Why are you so confident in saying that?
So many people have Netflix, and what else is there to watch tonight on a Wednesday? Not a ton.
Mm-hmm.
It's the day off for the tournaments. So yeah, I think it'll be okay.
Okay, but it could be great though, right? I mean, what Yankees?
Well, I don't know how to define
Yankees Giants opening day. Okay. Think about that. Opening day, Yankees Giants.
Well, it's
San Francisco.
It's a massive swing.
The history of these franchises.
Right.
And you can't, it's on Netflix.
Well, maybe that's the test that MLB wants to see. Can we pull that younger demographic? That's why we've got the Yankees all the way on the left coast opening up the season.
All right, 916-779-0929. All right, the Kings last night, you actually found a few positives. I didn't really see the positives. Jerry didn't see as many positives, but I like the fact that you look at the game a little bit differently. You pointed out Malik Monk with 14 assists. You really like that, right? The way that they didn't really have a point guard and he was facilitating the offense to a degree of at least somebody was out there doing it.
Yeah, he took 13 shots. He easily could have taken 30 if he wanted to, but instead they ran through Max Reynaud right immediately. They were trying to get the ball to the younger guys in spots that they like to get the ball, where they're learning their spots. And that's what these games are. I'm not evaluating on win-losses. I'm evaluating on our players progressing that are going to be part of this team next year. And the fact that you have a vet like Malik and DeMar step forward and say, we want Max to get first team all rookie. That matters. I think that is really, for a team that can be as fragmented as this one would be looking at the record, that's a good thing. That's a really good thing.
Max has certainly been the bright spot of this entire season. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And you remember how we were scared in the second month of the season when he looked like he had suffered a serious knee injury?
Oh, my gosh.
And the rumors that came out of the locker room, oh, my gosh, ACL, blah, blah, blah. And then he didn't even miss a game.
Yep. 100%. That was one of the more powerful moments of the season because it wasn't just us. It was the fan base.
Yes.
You know, usually if anybody goes down, you don't feel good about it, but that felt like a guy went down that was
Yep.
important to the team. One thing I wanted to add in before we wrap up hour one, everybody talking about the 65 game rule and it affecting the MVP. I don't think that's what the gripe is about. The gripe is about it affecting players being eligible for first team All NBA.
Correct.
Second team All NBA.
MVP.
Because that's what matters for them to be able to get a
MVP makes a lot of money. Yep.
MVP. But I would say you only have one MVP. You have 10 players that are first team, second team, and
third team, 15.
And third team, 15. So that can qualify them for a lot more money. And so that's why it's a bigger deal, because in the grand scheme of reality, or in the grand scheme of things, missing 17 games is not that bad, especially if you suffer one bad injury. And so you've got the rotten apples that are ruining the entire box for the guys that are actually playing hard and get hurt.
Yeah, I think it is a lot personally, but I understand the point you're trying to make. I get that. I'm comparing it to the way it used to be. I'm comparing it to the way it used to be with some of our stars, and wasn't that long ago where if you missed 17 games, that was considered, boy, you missed a hell of a lot of time.
Okay? But let me take you back to that time and ask this. Were you seeing as many serious injuries, especially with ligaments, as we see today?
Probably not. I don't have the data in front of me, but I don't recall that.
Yeah.
Certainly that's Achilles injuries for sure. I don't recall seeing as many. There were some, but not as many. So it's a good topic. Don't forget Olden Polynice coming up in just a couple of moments. And don't forget, if you are in the market to buy a home, sell a home, how about a home equity line of credit? Maybe you have a tremendous interest rate. You're going to stay put for a while, but you want to take some of that equity out of your home. Spencer Grimmenstein with Village Financial Group is the guy that is experienced. He will do a phenomenal job for you. It's kind of like a white glove boutique shop, one-stop shop. He'll take you from the start line to the finish line. He began his family-owned local business back in 2000. I've known him since 2000, and we're talking about a guy with a lot of experience. And he is very creative when it comes to financing. He's a specialist, and he has access to private money. Call or text Spence at 916-805-4868. That's 916-805-4868. You can also go on their website, vfgloans.com. You can find available for purchase. It makes sense to call Spence at 916-805-4868. Village Financial Group, looking out for your best interest. Olden Polynice coming up in a couple of moments. I've got Grant's Rant at 5 o'clock. We have got no Kings Talk tonight, thank goodness, because I don't know what we would say if there's another game like last night. Tomorrow, I'll let Rhino, and maybe I'll take the night off and let Rhino and Jerry host the show.
It's so kind
What
of
am I going to say? I mean,
so
come
kind
on.
of you. Hey,
I'm losing my mind here.
So the cheapest ducat to get into the game tonight, $131. So,
I'm surprised I'm surprised you can get in for 131. I thought it would be much more than that.
I think the atmosphere is that's gonna contribute very well to the success of this broadcast as well. You can get a couple of seats. I've always wanted to sit in those 2 or 3 rows that are in right field behind or in front of McCovey Cove.
Mm-hmm. I've been there.
$458.
Yeah, those are great seats. I've been out there, not sitting. I've been out there to stand on the area right between McCovey Cove and where the stands start. That's a great place to be.
Oh,
it's a lot of fun.
It is more expensive than most of the seats behind the plate.
It's a great place. It's a fabulous, fabulous place.
Got to do that one time. Have to.
I mean, it's definitely a lot of fun to be. That ballpark to me, and I haven't been to all the ballparks. You haven't been to all the ballparks. I've been to Seattle. I'm talking about West Coast now. I've been to Petco. I've been to the ballpark in Seattle. I've been to, obviously, a lot of the ballparks on the East. I've never been to that pit north of New York for a game. But I've been to a lot of ballparks. I've been to the ballpark in Miami. I've been to the ballpark in Houston. I've been to a lot of ballparks. There's nothing like the ballpark where the Giants play. That place is top shelf. It's great. Olden Polynice. He's coming up next. Look forward to a weekly conversation with OP right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
You've been saying you're going to pay better attention to your home's honeydews. Check one off your list right now by calling Gabrud Services to schedule a 12-point inspection of your home's electrical system. The safe rule of thumb is every 5 years for an inspection. If it's been 5 years or more, call Gabrud's now. A qualified technician will provide a thorough inspection of the electrical system to ensure it's safe or alert you to potential problems. At Gabrud's, electrical work is all we do. We are the area's recognized experts for anything electrical, and our number one priority is ensuring your home and family are safe. You've been saying you'll pay better attention to your home. Stop saying it. Make the call to Gabrud's. Talk with a real person and schedule your 12-point inspection today. Gabrud's, locally owned for more than 30 years. G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Call the good dudes at Gabrud's. G-U-B-R-U-D-S. Gabrud's.com.
Did you hate your heating bill this winter? Fix it with 10-10-20 from Sierra Pacific. 10 years parts and labor warranty, 10 years to pay, and 20% off a new Sierra Pacific comfort system. Plus, this system will get SMUD customers a $3,000 rebate. Lock in the best price of the year on the best option for heating and cooling your home. 10-10-20, only from Sierra Pacific.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air. The guys in the big red trucks.
March Madness is in full swing, so why not capture some March magic with me, Rhino, on America's #1 daily fantasy site, Prize Picks. It's simple. No salary caps, no revolving lineups. All you do is pick 2 to 6 players and choose more or less on their stat lines and let them win the night for you. You can choose from Sweet 16 basketball action, opening day home runs. In fact, Prize Picks has over 100 different sports to pick from. Also, if your lineup gets off to a hot start, they're offering early payouts. Download the Prize Picks app today using the code Rhino50 to get $50 in free lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Rhino, R-Y-N-O 50 to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Join my community. Find your community. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Fox Sports Radio. Did you know we're on YouTube? Did you know you can find all of your favorite shows on YouTube?
Look at us. We're waving at you right now.
Did you know that you can find the best clips and the best videos from your favorite shows?
All the interviews, clips, everything is there.
This is why you're the smartest listeners in the world.
Completely agree.
Because you went to YouTube and you searched Fox Sports Radio, and you were the ones that hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You're the ones that watch videos from Two Pros and a Cup of Joe with Jonas Knox, Brady Quinn, and LeVar Arrington.
You can't even make this up. You got some holy water in your bag, baby.
Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd.
Wow.
Covino and Rich, The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Oh, my God. Oh, boy.
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon.
Think about that for a second.
And the Ben Maller Show.
Fox Sports Radio.
On YouTube.
That's strong stuff.
By searching Fox Sports Radio.
Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that thumbs up icon. Comment away.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Grant Napear is back every weekday afternoon, 3 to 6. This is Fox Sports, KSAC 890 AM Olivehurst, K284CM 104.7 FM Sacramento.
Hour number 2, always love this time of the week because we talk to former NBA player, former Sacramento King, Olden Polynice. OP, how are you today?
I am good, Grant. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, all right, are you a believer in what I'm going to tell you or not? Adam Silver, NBA commissioner, today addressed tanking and said, quote, so it's one that we take very seriously, the tanking issue, and we're going to fix it. Full stop. You think it's going to happen? They're going to go full stop? What do you think they're going to do? Are they going to take teams' draft picks away in the future? How can you stop this, OP? Because it's a real problem in the league.
It's a psychological thing. It's not really administrative. It's more psychological. It's the fact that these guys believe that they're better off only because the analytics saying that if we rest and do all this stupid stuff and, drop players and drop games, then we can get better draft picks. But it's never been the case. You can't guarantee anything in the draft. It's the worst thing that anyone can do is trying to predict what a player is going to turn out to be. We've seen that over the years. So it's like all of this stuff is smoke screens. It's almost like the 2-minute report. I don't care about that fake transparency. You have the ability to change a call in real time, but yet you don't do it. And then tomorrow you tell me, oh, we made a mistake. We missed it. No. So I don't want to hear all that stuff. It's all fake news.
Olden, you played in Seattle. Today, the Board of Governors said that they would start accepting bids for Seattle and Las Vegas for an expansion franchise. It was such a shame when that franchise left to go to Oklahoma City. You spent years there. What makes that a special basketball community in your mind?
Oh, man. And it was unfortunate. I don't know what happened with the ownership right before they lost the team, but they used to be very supportive. I think one of the problems was the arena. The arena had become dated. And, again, when you go through this administration of stuff like, oh, the red tape of getting a new arena, we need the money to finance. So it became a big mess. And then homeboy took them from Seattle to Oklahoma City. But it wasn't supposed to happen, though. And so, but the people in Seattle, they are true basketball fans. They love their Sonics. They still do. And so I'm looking forward to seeing the Sonics back and in action. And I think this time around it's going to be a lot better because now they've experienced life without the Sonics for 18 years. And so they're going to be like, okay.
And you think about this, they had Kevin Durant for his rookie season. And then after that, they were in Oklahoma City. They were on their way to restoring the great tradition of the Sonics. All right, Las Vegas, assuming they get a franchise, do you think we'll be successful in Las Vegas? Do you think it will be a big hit, or you're skeptical a little bit?
Definitely. I'm not skeptical at all because that was the number one market that they wanted, and they finally got it. Again, it's the lies and alibis, well, we don't want to be in Las Vegas because of the gambling, but you partners with, FanDuel and DraftKings and everything else. So stop with the lies. You guys promote gambling, but yet you get mad when a Jonte Porter does something. So to me, it's all lies. Vegas is the epicenter for everything.
Yeah.
Whether it's gambling, whether it's sports, whether it's summer league, whatever it is, that's where everything is. So it's supposed to be that way. So Vegas was definitely always in the equation. And I'm looking forward to it because now having a team there full time for 41 home games, man, I might have to get me a place in Vegas.
Do you think it will be challenging? Do you think it will be challenging for the younger players being in that environment and living in Las Vegas?
We can say that about any city. We can say that about any city.
Okay, that's why I'm asking you. You've been to a lot of cities, so talk to me about that.
Yeah, Miami to me is worse than Vegas because Miami offers you oh my goodness, they offer you 6 a.m. club closing. And it's
and you know what else about Miami?
Women are incredible.
Hey, and here's what else is nice about Miami. You got the money. You go out and buy yourself a beautiful yacht, a beautiful boat. You can go out. No one knows what you're doing on a beautiful Biscayne Bay or wherever. Exactly. You got that. You don't have that in Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. And so to me, Vegas does have some challenges, but Vegas has always been there. We put the players there in the summer league, so they already have experienced it, you know, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I think there's other places that are worse, you know, and so, you know, again, it's just part of it. You know, guys got to just make better decisions, but that's anywhere you play. You can get in trouble in Sacramento. You can get in trouble in Indianapolis. You can get in trouble in Salt Lake City.
That's very
Trust
true.
me on that.
Yeah, you know, you played in Salt Lake City. I'll trust you on that. When you say you can get in trouble there,
You can get in trouble anywhere.
Oh, you're a beauty. How's your? I know you said you filled out 4 brackets. How are your brackets doing?
Man, we're not going to talk about all this.
Okay.
One of them actually is doing pretty good. One of them,
Yeah.
my heart bracket is gone.
Yeah, that one's gone.
The one I
Yeah.
did with my heart, when Virginia went down, it was a wrap. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay. But I do
Well,
have,
you had to do that.
You know the one that
Yeah.
surprised me? So I had Iowa State. So I got a little nervous when Josh got hurt. Josh Jefferson got hurt in that first
Yeah.
game, you know, 3 minutes into the game. But they ended up winning both games. So I was really impressed. So, and I still have them, you know, moving on. So hopefully they can get me one more win. But yeah, my bracket's not bad. You know, it could be better. Wisconsin destroyed me. So
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
not see that one coming.
Are you a fan of the women's college game? We're going to have the Sweet
Yes.
16 in Sacramento. Do you follow that too?
I do follow women's basketball, which to me is the best basketball. It's basketball in its purest form. And so because it's not about athleticism and jumping high and dunking the ball. It's about actually knowing how to play basketball. And so to me, it's a fun watch. And yes, I am watching. I'm really impressed with a couple of the teams. And again, my Virginia women's, my God, they were first 4 team.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and here we are. So I'm really impressed with what they did. And so, but man, the team to beat is UConn. You know. Also, I think LSU could surprise some people too now.
Yeah, well, UConn's always the team to beat. Gino and what he's done there, it's unbelievable. They're like a machine.
Gino's a Virginia guy. He coached at Virginia. under
No, that's
Debbie
right.
Ryan.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow. How about that? Yeah. Hey, the thing that drives me crazy, circling back to tanking and the injury report, I got on the Kings for this last night. They had 3 players listed as out, not playing, including Russell Westbrook, because of soreness. You know what? Lie to me. Make something up. Tell me he's got 103 temperature and he can't get out of his room. Don't tell me he's got foot soreness. That drives me crazy, OP. Drives me crazy.
It does. It drives me crazy too, seeing, but that's the world we're in. I still remember one of my first times going on the injury report. Oh my God! And the funny thing about it was with the Kings, the last 2 games of the season, when they decided, basically I don't know what we're doing. It was for them to get me out of my bonus. So it's not tanking, but it's along the line. So they put me the last 2 games of the season. They said we're going to put you on the injury list, and I was like, yo, okay, you know what? I don't like this, but let me tell y'all something right now. If y'all gonna give me something to be out with, I don't want no knees, backs, and nothing. Say I have hemorrhoids. Okay.
What's wrong with you? Oh my gosh.
I'm serious. I was like, put hemorrhoids. I don't want nothing like physically, like where teams are gonna be like, oh, he's got a knee issue. Because I don't get hurt. I play through everything. So give me hemorrhoids.
Yeah. Hey, so I want to back up to what you just said. That affected your bonus? You didn't get a bonus because of that?
Yeah.
That's not right.
Of course not. These teams, man, that's why I don't like that 65 game rule.
Yeah.
Because that affects first team bonuses.
Yes.
If guys don't make for all NBA and all that, now they lose money.
Huge.
That's what I'm saying. So the teams, see, these players, man, they agreed to the rule, but they didn't really understand it because all you doing, you gave the power back to the team. All that power that they had as players, they've kind of given back, and they never noticed it.
That's a ton of money we're talking about here. I mean, it's astronomical, the difference when you're not on first, second, or third, and it's your time to get the big payday. It's a big time cash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's your MVP right now?
Then Max, well, I think I'm going to have to flip a coin at this rate because all these guys, they got 1 game left. Like Jokic, I think, can only miss 1 game. Shea can only miss 4. So Luka can only miss 4. So I'm like, okay, I got to wait till the end of the season to see who finishes, or else it's going to be they're going to pull some random dude to be MVP.
What's your take on the Lakers playing so well and LeBron at age 41? Whether you like LeBron or not, he's such a polarizing figure, and so many people are obviously going to have an opinion on him. But I think what he's doing at this point in his career is unbelievable. I really do. What's your take on that?
He's a GOAT. He's a GOAT as far as longevity. I mean, it's obvious. But to me, he finally realized that he's not the man. You can still be LeBron James, but you're third option now in this offense. And as long as he can maintain that mentality of third option, and I know his ego is taking a beating, but for them to be successful, he has to be third option, no questions asked. At least third option. He might even be fourth option.
Yeah.
And so to me, everything goes through Luka and then Austin Reeves, and then everybody else follow in line. But I like their chances. I think, they're doing well. But again, the playoffs is about matchups. They get the right matchup, they advance. They get the wrong matchup, it's first out.
So you think that they could do something in the playoffs, right? You're not saying you think they can go to the Western Conference Finals, are you? Or do you think if the matchups are right, they can? Okay.
No, I said they get the right matchup, they advance out the first round.
Okay. Okay,
that's
fair enough.
That's as far as I have them going, is the first round.
Okay. And why is that?
They just don't have enough defense. And that's what it comes down to in the playoffs. The playoffs is about defensive schemes and adjustments. Teams are going to make the adjustments, and I just don't believe defensively the Lakers are good enough to make those same adjustments to advance.
If you were a general manager in the NBA and you needed a point guard, would you go after John Morant or stay away from him?
I'm staying away from John Morant. No, not. I mean, the young man did his own deeds, to hurt his career, because at the point where he was when everything happened, even though it wasn't technically illegal, it was still something that he should have avoided, because you were at the pinnacle of early in his career, he was already at the pinnacle of stardom, with the shoe deal and everything else, and possibly being a face of the league, and all that is gone. And now teams are running from him. So if I'm a general manager, I'm not going after him either, because I don't want to handle and deal with all of that, because it's going to be a
Amen.
headache.
Amen. Not only that, his play has declined. If you look at his performance when he has played, all of his numbers are down across the board. So there's that factor in it as well.
Yeah. He's staying injured more. And again, that's more psychological than physical. Because a lot of these injuries, come on, guys can play through all that stuff. Like when LeBron, not to beat a dead horse, but like LeBron fell down, and all of a sudden he held his elbow. I'm like, dude, you didn't hit no parts of your elbow. But yeah, you came up, oh, my elbow. And then night before last, he fell the same exact way, but nothing. He jumped right back up. I'm like, come on, man, y'all got to stop with all this.
Yankees open the season in about an hour in San Francisco against the Giants. Are they going to finally break through? They haven't won a series since 2011.
Hey, man, see, now you're making this personal, Grant.
Hey, I'm from New York. I grew up watching Mickey Mantle play, okay? So, I mean, come on now.
I love my guys, man, but they are so frustrating to watch.
I know, they really are. I know. They really are.
Don Carlos stands up there. You expect him to hit a home run.
Strike out.
Fans. But it's like when we don't need it, when we're up 15-1, he's bashing home runs.
Yeah, exactly right. I know. It is frustrating. It drives me crazy too. I'm with you. It's like they don't put the ball in play enough for me. That's my big issue, especially in the big games. They just don't put the ball in play enough.
Hey, Grant, you know what I'm really looking forward to seeing, though? And it's besides my Yankees, is Vitello as the new manager.
Yeah.
Coming from Tennessee. That's insane.
Yeah. It is.
Like no major league experience whatsoever. I'm really looking forward to see how he does throughout the year.
I've heard great things about the way he ran spring training and the players being on board, but you know how quickly things can change when you have a
my
good
God,
camp.
that
You've been
honeymoon
there.
when it fades, ooh.
Yeah,
that honeymoon stage, when it's over, it is over.
Yeah, and it can turn in a hurry, can it?
In a hurry.
Yeah. So, will you watch the game tonight? You watch you watch a lot of Yankees games?
I watch all Yankees. You got to understand, this is all I do, man, is sports.
Wow.
Yes.
I will tell you.
I am watching my Yankees.
I had Susan Waldman on my radio show a couple of months ago. She's been in the Yankees radio booth for years. She is one of the great storytellers and has some of the most amazing stories about George Steinbrenner. And she was the one that got George to make amends with Yogi Berra. You know, Yogi had said he would never, ever go back to Yankee Stadium.
Exactly.
And she brokered that meeting. She's the one that was responsible for getting Yogi back to Yankee Stadium before he eventually died. But her stories are unbelievable. So I like listening to the Yankees on radio because I like listening to her when she's doing the games with, John Sterling's retired now. Now it's Dave Sims.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. You're awesome, man. Enjoy the game tonight. We'll talk to you next Wednesday. And stay healthy. Stay safe. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, you too. Okay.
All right, appreciate it. Good stuff, Olden Polonies. See? Yankees. We can talk about Yankees. All of that. It's all good. Yes. He watches the Yankees every game. I don't watch the Yankees every game. I can't watch them every game because the ball's not in play enough. I got to have the ball put in play. Would you please? And here's the other deal. Put the ball in play in October. Is that asking too much? Thank you very much. Put the ball in play in October. That's what I want. I don't care what you do in March or April or June or July. No, because I know you're going to be playing in October. All right? I'm a Yankees fan. Doesn't matter what you do in 162. It matters what you do in October. So I don't care about what you do in the months leading up to October. Doesn't matter to me. October. That's when it counts. Put the freaking ball in play, would you please? That's my mini rant. I got the real rant coming up at 5 o'clock right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
Aftershock, the West Coast's largest rock, metal, and punk festival returns to Sacramento this October with My Chemical Romance. Tool. Limp Bizkit. Pierce the Veil. Plus, Suicide Boys, Queens of the Stone Age, The Offspring, A Day to Remember, Wu-Tang Clan, Sublime, Danny Elfman, Baby Metal, Public Enemy, Circa Survive, and so many more. 4 days, 135 plus bands, 5 stages. Aftershock takes over Discovery Park October 1st through 4th. My Chemical Romance, Tool, Limp Bizkit, Pierce the Veil. All 4-day, single day, and premium passes are on sale now, starting at only $1 down. Get yours at AftershockFestival.com.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. That's 800-690-8445.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
How about this, Grant? Any chance you're giving out free tickets for the women's championship this weekend? Why would I have tickets? What do you think? I'm like a ticket broker? I'm going to give out free tickets? I don't even have any tickets. I'm happy for Sacramento. It's great to have this event here coming up in Sacramento. I mean, Rhino, it's another, good thing for Sacramento and what this arena and Doco is doing for the community. It's great.
100%. As long as they don't light the beam for another college team.
Oh, gosh.
You remember when they lit the beam for a Los Angeles team?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, when the NCAA tournament was here, I think UCLA got a win, the men's. They lit the beam for UCLA. It was one of the SoCal teams, UCLA or USC. Pretty sure it was UCLA. Don't do that. But yes, it is great for Sacramento.
I don't remember that. That's crazy.
Yes. It was a couple of seasons ago. And you know what was crazy about it was Princeton had pulled off an upset here in Sacramento. And I'm thinking, if you're going to light the beam for anybody, do it for Coachee and Princeton. Don't do it for a Southern California team.
Well, I didn't recall that. And I don't even believe that anyone would have the gall to do that.
Yes. And by the way, my man Adam, so I was at the game the other night, and I feel like this, kind of pounding on my back. And guy that works at the arena, his name's Adam. He actually works on the beam team. He is one of the guys that after the game, when they're bringing everything onto the court, So when we joke about the guys that work the beam, he's one of them. So what's up,
I hope he
Adam?
doesn't get paid by the actual lighting of the beam. I hope he gets paid just on a weekly or a monthly salary and not based on how often the beam. When I did the Kings, I only got paid for the wins I did, so I didn't make a lot of money.
Stop. No, you didn't. Is that come on, get out of here.
I was the lowest paid announcer in the history of the NBA.
Oh, that's why you had the hot dog stand outside of the arena. Oh,
That's
okay. Got it.
Lemonade stand.
Lemonade. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just want to make sure Adam knows I'm not calling him out for the college beam lighting. I know that wasn't him.
No. We're not calling him out.
Yes.
We're absolutely. He was probably happy to do something. Right.
Oh my gosh.
How many home games have the Kings won this year? Not many.
You know what? Most of them
I
have
think
been
it's
at
like
home.
16, right?
I think most of them have been at home.
So 15 or 16. So the beam's only been lit 15 or 16 times all year.
No, they light it. They light it on the road too, just not on the court.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right. They shouldn't, in my opinion. It should only be for home games. But again, what do I know? That's what I would suggest. Home games. But yes, he has had a very quiet year. So if that's the case, they've lit it 19 times. 19 times. 13 times at home. Boy, that is brutal. 916-779-0929. Grant's Rant is coming up at 5 o'clock. We've got baseball starting at 5 o'clock. We've got the Kings tomorrow in Orlando. Will the game be close, or will it be another embarrassment? Let's get all the way to New York, and Pat joins us. Pat, how are you today? Hello, Patrick.
Hey, how's it going, Grant? What's going
Good.
on?
Patrick, how are you?
Hey, good. Hey, just a couple of things to mention quick with the Netflix. It's a typical thing. I don't know how to get on Netflix. I got to call my daughter, who's got to call my wife, who's got to get a password.
Yeah.
So, you know how you mentioned the other day you love watching sports on your phone?
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right. So now I got the Netflix hooked up to my phone. I come home and I said, I'm in my house. Let me turn it on the TV quick. And you know what my TV says?
What?
I'm watching on too many screens. If you have more than 2 screens on, they want you to pay another $7 a month
Oh my
to
gosh.
watch Netflix. Like, yeah, it says my son's watching the Gilmore Girls right now, and I'm on the phone, and it's like, it's one thing if you have to pay for these services, but then you have all these complications just to watch it. I mean, you just want to like turn on the game. You don't need the complications. And another thing too is they still haven't perfected this streaming. Like sometimes the picture tends to pixelate. Like, back in the old days, it was the antenna trying to get the picture, but now it's like this pixelation stuff. And if too many people tune into the stream, that's another problem, because I know Netflix had a problem with the football games when they first came on a year and a half ago. There was too many people on the stream, and it froze the picture. I mean,
I don't even know what else to say. It's just it can be a real headache. It can be. Ryan, you got any advice for Patrick?
Pat, how are you going to do that to your son? You're going to out him on watching the Gilmore Girls? Come on, Pat. No, honestly,
it's embarrassing. I know.
Netflix is the worst when it comes to that. Like a lot of the different apps, Patrick, are a little bit loose about how many devices can be in use at once. Not Netflix.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just to tell you quick, when they had that Tyson Paul fight years ago, the Netflix, they had problems with that too. There was too many people tuning into the stream, so hopefully we won't have the same problem tonight.
I wasn't aware of that. Ryan, were you aware of that?
Yeah. Yeah. They were trying to put a lot of these events on in preparation for the NFL to make sure that they would not have issues with the NFL. But yeah, there were some with the Paul fight.
All right. Well, Pat, good luck.
Hey, always a pleasure talking to you guys.
Patrick, I have a feeling that you're going to be listening to the game on radio tonight in New York.
No, Pat, just log out of your phone, close the application, and then go back to your TV. You'll be good.
Yeah, I realize that. All right. But I like to watch on the phone just like Grant does. So, I got to tell you. Have a good night, guys.
Good luck. Take care.
Thanks.
Ryan, thank you for being, Mr. Technology 101 with the older folks. That's good.
I go through it with my family when we're in different places because I get kicked out. My picture, because you have a profile pic on Netflix, gets changed all the time. They make new jokes. My profile name right now is Captain Poopy Pants.
Oh my gosh.
You know, and so I've come to know Netflix very well. But hey, check this out. I do have it on right now. They've got Barry Bonds on the panel.
Oh, wow. Gee.
He doesn't come out very much.
I'm really sorry that I don't have it on. That's just amazing.
How much do you think they paid for Bear?
Don't know, don't care. I wouldn't watch it.
Who's more expensive?
Probably my least favorite professional athlete of all time.
Who's more expensive, Barry Bonds or Michael Jordan?
Easily Michael Jordan. Not even close.
NBC.
Not even in the same category.
What did Peacock pay for him? Like $60 million?
He's been on twice.
For a sit-down interview?
It's a joke. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Speaking of Jordan and North Carolina, how about that opening? You were just talking about the jobs, like the Holy Grail NCAA jobs. One's open.
Well, who do you think is going to get that job? I mean, do you think it would be, their number one guy that they have on their list, according to sources, is Brad Stevens?
He's not leaving Boston.
I wouldn't think so, but if he is, wouldn't you think North Carolina would be the job he would leave for?
Yes, I do believe, but I don't think he's doing so well right now in the NBA. He can do anything he wants in the NBA. He's staying put. Why would you jump into the craziness of college right now? And
because that's what because it's your passion. That's what you love to do more than anything. I'm just speculating.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Here's
and
another.
If it doesn't work out, you can always go back to the NBA. But I mean, you're working with the Boston Celtics in the front office. I mean, that doesn't. It's pretty good.
Here's another one. Billy Donovan.
Yeah. I know. I've heard Billy Donovan too. Well, I don't know if that's a good fit in North Carolina. I don't know what is a good fit there. It's a different, college sports is such a different landscape with the transfer portal and everything.
You know what turned my stomach when I heard that job opened up?
What turned your stomach?
When Randy Bennett already went to ASU. Not
Why?
saying he would have been a leading candidate, but he could have been a dark horse candidate for a job like that with what he's done at St. Mary's in establishing that program, not leaving.
I don't think he'd be top 3 on the list.
Okay. I think he would be on the list. He could be on the list, though.
Could be on the list. Yeah. I know one thing. It's going to be a very sought after job. It's North Carolina. There aren't a lot of North Carolinas. That's for sure. I mean, that's a big time job. That's Duke. It's Kansas. It's at the top. It may be the top job. Maybe.
I was trying to call Jerry Reynolds earlier and his phone was busy. Maybe North Carolina was calling him.
He's trying to get on Netflix. Trying to figure out how to watch the game.
He seemed
not that would make your phone. Not that would make your phone busy, right?
I mean, maybe Jerry still has AOL.
I have AOL.
Stop. You're not paying for AOL, are you?
I still have AOL.
Are you paying for AOL?
Not much. I have too many things on it. I want to get rid of it.
I want paying for AOL right now.
Listen. I have so many things on my AOL account. I want to switch it, but I'm nervous to do so.
The only person that feels good about this right now is my mom, because she was the only person I knew before this still paying for AOL. I think you can keep your AOL email without paying for the actual service, right?
Yes, you can, and I have done that. I was paying for it, but I'm not anymore.
Okay. Remember how foreign that was?
Listen, I'm a creature of habit. I need to get off AOL, but I'm just like,
you know what?
It will happen.
I'll give you a pass because of the profession you're in, the things that have probably been sent to you.
Exactly.
If you do end up writing a book, I bet there's some stuff there that you're going to want to review.
Yes.
But
yes.
Do you remember how foreign it was when the internet first rolled around and you get those discs in the mail?
Yeah.
It's like 30 free hours.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I remember. Those were the days.
Come a long way.
Those were the days. I remember all my friends used to talking about the .coms and how much money they were making, and they got to be very, very, very wealthy, and I was staying on the sidelines like an idiot. So, I remember those days. All right, 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. We've got Grant's Rant coming up for you at 5 o'clock. We actually are going to be talking some baseball. Yes, the Giants and the Yankees. First pitch a little after 5 o'clock. So last week it was the World Baseball Classic. This week it's Major League Baseball opening night. Let's get to Telly in Vacaville. Telly, welcome to the program. Go ahead.
Grant, what's happening, buddy?
Telly, thank you for calling.
Hey, so just real quick on the Netflix thing. My girlfriend and I, we only get one night a week to see each other. So we plan on getting some Thai food, bottle of wine, sitting down, watching one of our shows. She comes over to my place, click on the television. She signs into her account. She can't do it because she's at my house under her own account. So I've never had Netflix. I don't know how this works, but it's just ridiculous, man. I was in for a night of Netflix and chill and no go.
Wow.
I don't understand it. And I'm
It's
sick
terrible.
of paying for sports. I'm sick of paying for
terrible.
sports, man. And I don't know what's going to change it. Obviously, this is the new way of the world. And I guess we
terrible.
just have to get used to it because I'm not going to stop watching football or, basketball. So it is what it is, right?
Well, at least you got Thai food and you got wine.
Oh, man, the Thai food is so good down here in Vacaville at the Rice Barn. I got to shout them out.
Really? Okay.
Oh,
Well, you ought to go to
it's
you ought to
great.
go to Thailand sometime and compare it. Take a trip with your girlfriend over to Thailand. I go over there every year, and you can compare it.
Yeah, is it true that it's cheap to stay in Thailand, but it's expensive to get there? Is that right?
Not really. If you want to fly economy, it's not very expensive at all. You can get a round trip from San Francisco or Los Angeles to Bangkok. You have to go through one of the Asian cities, whether it's Tokyo, whether it's Seoul, whether it's Hong Kong, whatever. You can get round trip for $1,200.
All right. Yeah, perfect. All right. Well,
Yeah.
cool. I just wanted to weigh in on that. Love your guys' post-game shows. That's pretty much the only reason I watch Kings games right now. And just to honestly bet on Prize Picks, which I was hitting really good, and I'm in a slump right now. So I need to start copying some of Rhino's lineups.
You know, let me tell you something. You need to copy all of Rhino's lineups, and you wouldn't have any worries at all. Okay?
Yeah,
You need to do
I'm
it. You
hurting
just
right
need
now.
to do
I'm
what
in a
he
slump.
does. Yeah. No, you get out of your slump,
All right.
follow Rhino, and you'll be good to go or with your Prize Pick.
Yo, Telly.
Thank you.
Telly, I got
What,
one
Telly?
up right now on my social. Go do that one.
All right. Hey, dude, follow me, man. Telly 707.
All right, brother.
All right,
See you,
man.
bud.
You guys be
Thank you
good.
very much. Good stuff right there. Let's get to Anaheim. And Ralph is with us. Ralph, thanks for calling from SoCal. What's going on?
Hey, nothing much. How's your bracket doing? Because mine's a little shaky
Pretty good.
right now after that first weekend. Yeah, that's
Pretty
what
good.
I remember Ryan saying. But, you know, last year I was in last, and then Florida won it all. So, you know, you could be in the top and then at the bottom, but depending on how your scoring is. So I wanted to ask you, you know, with there's the lack of Cinderellas this tournament and everything, is it bad for college basketball because I'm all in favor for players being paid and all that, especially the college athletes. They may never get a job in the NBA or overseas. But with so many players moving from school to school, do you think that's been bad? Or do you think
Yes.
it's better to have the...
No, I think it's
left
very
in the
bad.
end?
I think you should be able to move once. I don't think you should be able to move 3, 4, and 5 times. That's my issue.
Yeah.
If you want to transfer one time, I'm okay with you transferring one time. I'm not okay with you being on this team your freshman year, that team your sophomore year, another team your junior year, and then let's do it again for my senior year. Oh, and by the way, I got one more year of eligibility left for some reason, so I'm going to play again in this year for another school. That's the problem I have with it. It's wrong.
Yeah, and there's no continuity. And then if you're trying to follow a school or a team, they're constantly changing. And it just doesn't make it, it's just not a good product. Because I actually think there's a lot of positive aspects of the way college basketball is played. You know, the level isn't as high. I do enjoy some of the aspects compared to the NBA. You know, there not being as much blocking and all that. But when you have players moving and you want the students to get paid, the downside to that is everyone, you know, you have big blowouts from the mid-majors to the small schools. And it just, it was a good weekend. There was a lot of great games, but there was a lot of duds too.
Yep. Fair enough. Hey, Ralph, good hearing from you. Thanks very much.
All right. See you.
Take care. We'll take a break. We'll get to Austin in Rockland next. That's right after the timeout on Fox Sports Sacramento.
This is Kurt Bagelman. Does your business need more customers? If you said no, congratulations. If you said yes, then you need to consider advertising your products and services. People need to know you exist, and then why your business is worth considering to spend their money with. You also need to advertise to the right audience. For example, Sports Talk listeners have disposable income. They own homes, they're employed, and they earn six-figure incomes. And importantly, Sports Talk listeners listen longer, so your advertising message has more opportunity to be heard. Does your business need more customers? If the answer is yes, then give me a call to schedule a conversation. We'll discuss your objectives, talk about potential strategies, and also determine if Fox Sports Radio is a good station for you to consider. Call me, 916-779-0914. Radio gets results, and we are here to help. Call 916-779-0914.
Get the best. Bridgestone tires are engineered to keep your world moving, and that's what really matters. Now through March 31st, buy a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and get $80 back on a Bridgestone prepaid MasterCard. Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. For the best selection in Bridgestone tires, get to Expert Tires and Brakes at 5810 Auburn Boulevard. Expert Tires and Brakes. Save big and get their 60-minute install guarantee. Expert Tires and Brakes, 5810 Auburn Boulevard. That's Expert Tires and Brakes.
There's a great American pastime that the entire family can enjoy together, located right outside of Sacramento. The Golden State Shooting Center welcomes you. The Golden State Shooting Center is an 80-acre clay target shooting facility. It's the home of numerous youth sport shooting teams from the region. Over 1,000 high school students from Northern California are on sports shooting teams, and 10 of the Western United States' top shooting teams train at Golden State Shooting Center. New members are being accepted now. For details, visit goldenstateshootingcenter.com.
Hey, it's Grant Napear for Village Financial Group. I have known broker owner Spencer Grimmenstein for 25 years, ever since he began his family-owned business. Whether it's a home equity line of credit or buying or selling a home, Spencer is a very creative financing specialist with access to private money. Check out Village Financial Group at bfgloans.com or call Spencer at 916-805-4868. Be sure and call for the investor special. And if you go to their website, bfgloans.com, you can find over 9,000 properties available for purchase. Folks, Spencer is awesome. Trust me. Again, I've known the guy since 2000. It makes sense to call Spence at 916-805-4868. Village Financial Group, looking out for your best interest. Call 916-805-4868.
Homeowners, for any electrical project you need done, trust the good dudes at Gabrew's. Locally owned, 5-star service experts, always transparent prices and solutions. Say goodbye to your electrical issues. Call Gabrew's or visit Gabrew's.com. G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Did you hate your heating bill this winter? Fix it with 10-10-20 from Sierra Pacific. 10 years parts and labor warranty, 10 years to pay, and 20% off a new Sierra Pacific comfort system. Plus, this system will get SMUD customers a $3,000 rebate. Lock in the best price of the year on the best option for heating and cooling your home. 10-10-20, only from Sierra Pacific.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air. The guys in the big red trucks.
It's the All Things Legal Show, heard every Saturday morning from 8 to 9. Join your host, Craig Ashton, with an entertaining and eclectic view of all things legal. Saturday mornings from 8 to 9. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
916-779-0929. We get you right up till 6 o'clock. If you missed hour number 1, it will be replayed at that time. Austin, let's check in with you, calling from Rockland. Hey, Austin.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Grant?
What's up, man?
So, opening day, man, I'm pretty excited, but I don't feel like it has that opening day feel. And I don't think it's the Netflix thing, because I'm kind of excited to get a different look with a different crew up running the game. I think it's more so that it's a 5 o'clock game on a Wednesday. Like, I'm used to growing up having the, full slate of every team playing, getting the season started at, 10 a.m. out here. Having a 5 o'clock game, it just feels weird.
It is weird. It's all about money. It's all about the deal with Netflix, who also will be doing the home run derby this year on Netflix. But I'm with you. Everything is so changing in pro sports, and it's hard to get used to. Think about, Austin, what it's going to be like for the 49ers and the Rams to open up the season. They're going to be playing Friday morning in Melbourne at 10:30 in the morning. How stupid is that? I mean, over here, it's going to be 5:30 in the afternoon, West Coast time. But, I mean, it's absurd what's going on in sports. It's like, it's just, I'm with you. It's everything's out of kilter. It's out of whack.
Yeah, I know. I'm curious if I'm also curious about the broadcast too. I don't think Netflix has done baseball before, and it might not be up to the standards on opening day.
I don't even know who's doing the game tonight, to be honest with you. I don't even know who's announcing the game. I haven't even looked.
Yeah, Matt Vasgersian's doing the play-by-play, which would be nice. They have a good crew. It's CC Sabathia, Albert Pujols, Barry Bonds. I'm excited about that.
Well, are you talking about the host who's going to be in the booth with Matt Vasgersian?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't care about what's going on now with the pregame. I don't care about Barry Bonds, CC Sabathia, and Paul. I don't even watch that. I only watch the game. But Matt Vasgersian's a very good announcer. He did the international feed for the World Baseball Classic, and he used to do, obviously, the Sunday night package, and he's very good. If Matt Vasgersian's in the booth, he'll do a really good job. I don't know who he's with, though.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we have a good game tonight.
Hey, thanks, Austin. Appreciate you taking the time to call the show.
Yep. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Nate,
Yep.
he is
Yeah.
with CC Sabathia, and I like this one, Hunter Pence.
Okay, well, why would I want CC Sabathia in the booth?
I don't know.
And why would I want, has Hunter Pence done broadcasting before?
I don't know.
Okay, well, why would I want amateurs in the broadcast booth next to Matt Vasgersian?
Matt's
like,
great.
What makes that interesting?
I watched him get his start with the Padres. He was incredible. Well, maybe Hunter is just there because it's San Francisco. I don't know. CC Sabathia, has he been in a booth before? You watch more baseball than me.
I've never heard him in the booth. I'm not saying that he can't do it, but generally speaking, my experience with former athletes that think they can go into the booth and announce a game, they fall flat on their face most of the time. Not all the time, most of the time. Now,
well, just off
I
the
may
bat.
have a different. Listen, I may have a different opinion tomorrow. Maybe they'll do a nice job. Maybe they've done it before, and I'm not aware that they've done it before.
Fair. I think there's athletes that fall flat at the beginning, like Tom Brady. I really like Tom Brady now in the booth. I think he's doing
I do
a good
too,
job.
but he wasn't like that in his first year, and he wasn't like that for the first couple of months. This is a one-shot deal. Netflix, this is the only game they're doing all year, Ryan. They're not, or I think they have the Field of Dreams game too.
Yeah.
Okay, but they're basically, this is it, okay? This is it. It's not like you're going to be able to do a game tomorrow and a game the next night and a game the following week to get good. This is it. You got one chance.
I did not know that. I did not know this was their only actual regular season game outside of the gimmicks with the Home Run Derby and the Field of Dreams.
Right.
Interesting.
I mean, again, I'm just saying I hate this, okay? Matt Vasgersian is a really, really good play-by-play announcer. I like Matt. I've got no issues with him. I think he does a great job. I think he's an excellent baseball announcer. I think he's really good in baseball. But I'd like to have him with a seasoned person next to him. Now, again, maybe I'll have a different opinion after CC and Hunter. Maybe they'll do a really good job. I don't know. I'm just saying I'm going to say more chances than not. They won't.
I think Hunter will do a very good job because of his personality. He's very outgoing. He's done a lot on social. I know that's definitely not calling a ball game, but very knowledgeable. He was many times the leader of those Dodger teams. You remember the rally that he called in the locker room? We're not losing, etc. CC, that's just tough though, because you're only going to get a 1-game sample size.
Yeah, exactly. So the Hunter's been in the booth for the Giants road games. I was not aware of that. So he's done a lot of Giants games along with John Miller. So my bad. I wasn't even aware of that. So Hunter does have experience, which is good. I was not aware of that.
Shows you how much I watch baseball.
Me too. You know? And if you're working with John Miller, then you're working with one of the best of all time. John Miller's a great baseball announcer. John Miller was great with the Orioles. Then we got to San Francisco. John's one of the best baseball announcers of his generation.
Is there,
in my opinion?
Okay, is there a better group in Major League Baseball? You've got Kruk Kipe, you've got Dave Fleming, John Miller.
Yeah, no, they're the best. They're the best.
Slam dunk. And everything that they've been doing with Kruk and, his health issues is just awesome. I love how they are still including him and accommodating him to be a main part of the broadcast. It's good stuff.
It is great stuff. Now they do a phenomenal job. Kruk and Kipe are legends. Legends. I mean, among Giants fans, they're legends. And they're
grab some pine meat.
And their days of playing in that, at Candlestick Park and the history of their performances with the Giants and their history with the club. It's great. They're great.
What do you think the fan composition's going to be tonight? Because there's a lot of New Yorkers in San Francisco.
Oh, I would say it's going to be 70%, 30%.
70-30?
What do you think?
Sounds about right. I was going to say 75-25.
Okay. Yeah, I think it will be 70 to 75% Giants fans. Absolutely.
I guess.
Who do you think wins the game?
Ooh, it's a good question. I'm going to go.
What a pitching matchup. But the question is, how long will the starters be able to go? First game, Fried and Webb.
Yeah.
So the bullpens are going to decide this game, not the starting pitching.
By the way, Prize Picks has a massive discount on Logan Webb right now.
Really?
Promo code RYNO, RYNO 50 to get $50 in free play when you play your first $5. Half of a strikeout. All he needs to get.
Oh,
half
come on.
of a strikeout.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
Is Aaron Judge coming up in the top of the first?
Not sure. Maybe.
Yes, he is.
Is he?
100% he is.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
100%.
Okay.
Go ahead.
How many Yankees were on the on Team America for the World Baseball Classic?
Well, I don't know about just on Team USA, but in the whole World Baseball Classic, several.
Okay. I think the Yankees win tonight, honestly.
Okay.
You?
Yeah, I think so. Yep. I think so. Logan Webb, local product, right?
Great
And
dude.
he did pitch in the World Baseball Classic. So let's see. Maybe he goes. We'll see. I mean, I like the matchup, Webb and Max Fried. It's a great way to start the season.
They're getting cute because this is opening night. It's not actually opening day.
Yes, correct. Right.
Little too cute.
Yes, correct. It's called MLB opening night is what Netflix is calling it. Yes. But it is technically daytime if it's still 5 o'clock, right? Don't we start technically nighttime at 6 o'clock?
A little bit later than that.
Well, what do you consider? I'm not talking about when the sun sets. I'm talking about you normally consider morning from, if you want to really be official, 12:01 a.m. is the morning. That's why it's called a.m.,
This
right?
is such a great conversation. Yeah.
Well,
keep going.
And then when 12 p.m. starts, that's afternoon. And generally speaking, even though it's not official because p.m. goes all the way until midnight, generally speaking, most people consider the afternoon to end at 5:59 and the evening to start at 6. Yes?
Yeah. You kind of nailed my schedule.
Yes.
I would say morning is 6 to 11. Early afternoon to late afternoon is 11 to...
I've never, ever considered afternoon before noon. Not once
Really?
in my life. Never. No, I call 11:30 late morning. Not early
See,
afternoon.
I'm in the
early afternoon to me is 12:15, 12:30. To me, that's early afternoon.
I'm in the late 10s for late morning. 11 is when I start to turn.
Yeah,
a little
okay.
bit.
But no, okay. I'm with you. 10, I think 10, 10:30, 11. But no, to me, afternoon does not start until 12 p.m.
Okay. I do
afternoon,
think,
can't do it. I can't have afternoon start where it's still a.m.
Fair enough. I mean, you can't argue against that. I think 6 o'clock for me is probably evening. 6 o'clock.
All right. Me
Not
too.
so much 5.
I don't know how we got on this topic, but let's agree to disagree. There's no early afternoon before 12 o'clock. All right.
Fair enough.
Said the Seahawks. Yes, I am aware they're going to open up on Wednesday, the night before the game in Australia. So yes, I'm aware of that. We did talk about that at the beginning of the show.
Garbage.
We don't know who they're playing yet.
It's garbage.
I agree.
We don't get our Thursday night.
It's a joke.
Come on.
How about the Niners and the Rams? How about that schedule? You get the Australian, you got to play at 10:30 in the morning.
Well, it means you got to get to Australia a day earlier, at least.
Dude, you're going to get to Australia a hell of a lot sooner than a day earlier.
No,
you
I
think
know.
You're going to fly 15 hours?
No, I know they're there for like a week. But what I'm saying is you've got to get there a day earlier for that week to start.
You've got to get there. I don't think they'll get there a week earlier. I think they'll get there if the game is on Friday morning. I think they'll probably leave the Bay Area and LA respectively on Sunday if I would guess.
I'm going to say Saturday at the latest.
Okay, you think they leave Saturday and get there on Sunday?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you think they spend the Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, you think they'll spend 5 nights getting acclimated to down under and then play on Friday
Yes,
morning?
I think the coaches are going to try to keep it as close as they can to a normal week schedule when you would normally leave for your away game.
All right, you're probably right on that. But you've never played a game on Friday before. There's never been an NFL game on a Friday, to the best of my knowledge. So, like, that whole schedule's messed up, isn't it?
No, there's been games on Fridays. We've
Have
had
there? Okay, not a lot.
Black Friday now is a football day.
Okay, all right. But few and far between, yes?
Correct.
You're right. There was a Black Friday game this year. You're right about that. All right, Grant's Rant is coming up next. Final hour of the show. Your phone calls at 916-779-0929. It's all coming up for you right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
Aftershock, the West Coast's largest rock, metal, and punk festival, returns to Sacramento this October with My Chemical Romance. Tool. Limp Bizkit. Pierce the Veil. Plus, Suicide Boys, Queens of the Stone Age, The Offspring, A Day to Remember, Wu-Tang Clan, Sublime, Danny Elfman, Baby Metal, Public Enemy, Circa Survive, and so many more. 4 days, 135 plus bands, 5 stages. Aftershock takes over Discovery Park October 1st through 4th. My Chemical Romance, Tool, Limp Bizkit, Pierce the Veil. All 4 days, single day, and premium passes are on sale now, starting at only $1 down. Get yours at AftershockFestival.com.
Are you SAC Alert? Have you signed up to receive emergency alerts via phone, text, email, or app? Well, what are you waiting for? Winter is coming, and that means there is potential for storms and flooding in our county. Don't get caught off guard or left in the cold. Get urgent storm evacuation and shelter information immediately sent directly to your device. Sign up today at sacramento-alert.org. Again, that's sacramento-alert.org. It's free, quick, and easy to do, and can literally be a lifesaver.
Get the best. Bridgestone tires are engineered to keep your world moving, and that's what really matters. Now through March 31st, buy a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and get $80 back on a Bridgestone prepaid MasterCard. Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. For the best selection in Bridgestone tires, get to Express Tires at 7215 Watt Avenue in Sacramento. Express Tires. Save big and get their 60-minute install guarantee. Get to Express Tires at 7215 Watt Avenue now. Express Tires.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. Having an elite receiver in the NFL is a luxury. It simplifies everything for a QB, forces defenses to account for one player on every snap. The big plays that follow can change a game. The question is, how much are they really worth? Receivers are now being paid like franchise quarterbacks. Jackson Smith-Njigba is making over $42 million a year with Seattle. The contract won't give you much pause with Seattle's roster, but that type of money hasn't worked everywhere else. Jamar Chase and the Bengals have disappointed since his extension. Justin Jefferson in Minnesota, CeeDee Lamb and the Cowboys, DK Metcalf in Pittsburgh, Garrett Wilson with the Jets, all searching for stability. None of this diminishes the players, it just highlights the cost. When you commit that much money to one receiver, something else gives. Depth thins out, roster flaws become harder to fix, and in this league, scoring points is only part of the equation. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. 2 words, prostate exam. Relax. Screening starts with a simple finger-free blood test. Around 1 in 8 men in the United States will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. Prostate cancer can have over a 99% 5-year relative survival rate when caught at a localized or regional stage. If you're 40 or over and have a prostate, visit relaxitsabloodtest.com to see if a PSA blood test is right for you. Talk to your doctor about screening and the next steps. Sponsored by Novartis. Tires matter. They're the only part of your vehicle that touches the road.
Tread confidently with new tires from Tire Rack. Whether you're looking for expert recommendations or know exactly what you want, Tire Rack makes it really easy. Fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, convenient installation options, and the best selection of Goodyear tires. Go to TireRack.com/Dan, see their Goodyear test results, tire ratings, and reviews. Be sure to check out all the special offers. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Grant's back. Join the conversation every weekday afternoon beginning at 3 p.m. KSAC 890 AM Olivehurst, K284CM 104.7 FM Sacramento.
It's time for Grant.
All right, Rhino, what do you have for me?
Grant, two topics we've already hit today, but they need to be expanded on. The first is going to be the NBA announcing that the Board of Governors have approved looking into the expansion into Las Vegas and Seattle. Grant, this is just a smoke screen. You can expand all you want. You got to fix the game first. Adam Silver is trying to shake something shiny over here to get your attention away from the real problem. Second thing, the NFL. Just doing whatever they want, scheduling games that don't make sense, making teams travel 14 hours on a plane to play at the hot part of the day in Australia. Come on. Stick to the schedule, NFL. You already make enough money.
It's a joke. And Peter, who's messaging me on our stream on YouTube, I've got a message for you. The Beatles broke up too, Peter. I don't know if you knew that or not, but the Beatles broke up. All right, so as far as the NFL, you're telling me that you're going to put a divisional game of that magnitude, the 49ers and the Rams, clearly two of the best teams in the NFL, and you're going to have them fly 15 hours to Melbourne, Australia to open up the season. That's right. Week 1, a divisional game down under 15 hours away. What a freaking joke. Oh, and by the way, the game is going to start at 10:30 in the morning. That's right. The game is going to start at 10:30 in the morning, Melbourne time, 5:30 Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern time. And we knew for weeks, Peter, on the chat line, streaming on YouTube, Peter, we've known the dates of the games for quite a while, Peter. Just so you know, we are totally understanding why the Seahawks are opening up on Wednesday, Peter. That's been addressed a week ago, 2 weeks ago. It's been common knowledge, right? We've known that the Rams were going to open up the season. Then it was announced it would be against the 49ers. We knew that it would be not on Wednesday night. It would be on Thursday night. We knew that it would be Friday morning in Melbourne. But thank you, Peter, for enlightening with that great quote and the information and your source from ESPN. We do appreciate that. By the way, Peter, that is called old news. Now, to the new news. All right, the start time at 10:35 a.m. Friday in Melbourne. Talk about stupidity. Seriously. I mean, it's bad enough that you're going to open up the season in Melbourne, Australia. It's worse that it's the divisional game. You should never have a divisional game of this magnitude played that far away. That is just stupidity. Just like last year in Brazil with Kansas City opening up against the Chargers. Stupidity. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. The NFL doesn't give a damn about their fans. You're going to take a home game away. You're not going to have the Rams and the 49ers play once in SoFi and once in Santa Clara. How freaking stupid is that? It is just asinine. And can you imagine the players knowing that they're going to have to play a game at 10:30 in the morning? Stupid. Oh, and by the way, I got good news for you. After you play 3.5 hours and you're beat up and you've got injuries and everything else, yeah, you're going to have to sit on the plane for probably 16 to 17 hours. Because by the time you get on the plane, by the time everything's ready to load up, by the time you're ready to take off, you're going to be on the plane 16 hours. Enjoy that flight home to California. Enjoy that. That should be a lot of fun. And that's my rant for today. All right, let's get to some phone calls at 916-779-0929. Travis in Newcastle. Hello, Travis. How are you?
Hey, Grant, how are you? You know what? I love talking sports with you guys and listening to you talk about it. But I thought about this today, and it reminded me of a previous caller. So there's nothing inappropriate when you're giving a phone number by saying, oh, right? And I thought about it. I want them to call back and listen to the, because you can't spell zero without O, correct? And then Rhino was talking about, afternoon, right? Afternoon. You're saying afternoon. Well, it can't be anything prior to noon, right? So technically it's afternoon. He spoke to early evening. He might go 6 o'clock. Well, I'd say that's evening, but with tonight, when you say tip off tonight, 7 p.m., the Kings against whoever, right? That's all I had. I agree with everything. Whoever said you can't say O in a phone number, I won't give him my phone number because there's a zero in it. That's all I got for you.
I'll tell you
guys.
right
I hope
now,
you enjoy it.
there are very few people in my life, when they recite a number that has zero in it, say zero. Very few people, when they give numbers out, actually say zero. They say O. Almost every single person. When I say the number that you called on, 916-779-0929, I would say 99% of the people, if they recited that number, would not say 779-0929. Almost every person would say 779-0929.
That's why I called today. I agree.
Thank you,
All
buddy.
right, Ken,
Appreciate
you guys
it.
are killing it. Yes, sir.
Take care. Thanks,
again.
Travis.
So long.
Yep. Bye-bye.
All right, if we're going to do this, all
Yeah.
right, Travis, I'm going to double down. How about you sports announcers, Napes, that are calling a
Yep.
game at 12 o'clock and say our game tonight is
Well,
between.
that's a big that happens all the time, and that's a creature of habit, because when you're announcing a game, you don't have daylight because you're in a building without windows, and very often you're so programmed to announcing everything at night. When you do a day game, it's just like it's repetitive. It's what's in your mind, and you don't have reference to it being daytime because you can't see. There are no windows in the building. Now, the lone exception would be Golden One Center, where you can see daylight coming in, but that's the only arena in the NBA that's like that. I've announced in every NBA arena, and when you're in the building, you wouldn't know whether it's 12 midnight or 12 noon because there's no illumination from the outside. You're in an enclosed structure. That's the difference. I guarantee you, if you did 82 games a year at night, and then you did 2 games, or let me reference that. I guarantee if you did 80 games a year that you announced at night, and then did 2 games that started in the afternoon, you would say, we'll be back tonight. You would say tonight 3 or 4 times during the telecast. It's just the way your mind is programmed. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. No doubt in my mind. You would say that. There's absolutely no doubt that you would say that. All right. Let's get to Letarius. Letarius, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Hello, Grant. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you this afternoon?
Good, good. I'm just calling to tell you, when you said earlier that 99% of the people say O instead of zero, well, I am the 1%. And
No
the
problem.
reason why I said the zero is because maybe I didn't grow up in this country. And maybe people who didn't grow up in this country and who learn the numbers in English were not accustomed to say O instead of zero.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense. I totally agree with you. I think you hit it right on the head. That's a cliche in America, and if you didn't grow up here and you don't understand the nuances of the language, you would say zero. You're 100% correct, and I'm glad you called because you're spot on. You're absolutely correct.
Letarius is an OG. I'm sorry I had to drop it because of the background noise.
Yeah.
But thank you, Letarius, for calling.
He's
buddy.
spot on. He's 100% correct. If you learn a foreign language, you don't learn the true nuances of the language. And what by that I'm talking about the cliches, the slang, right? Like O is slang, really is what it is. It's a shortened version of the language where if you were from a different country and you learn how to speak English, you wouldn't know those nuances of the language in all likelihood. So I understand that completely. I think he's 100% spot on. So it's probably not 99%. It's probably less than that. But I would think if you grew up in this country learning only English, then it would be 99%. I think he is 100% spot on. I think if you are from a different part of the world and you learn the language and then move to America even, you're not going to learn this slang part. You're not going to learn the nuances of the language like that. I think he's spot on.
Sure, absolutely. Let's
Yep.
stay on the topic of cliches.
Yes.
Speaking of the Giants and the Yankees and the starters being introduced, if you were going to do a dressed up starting lineup introduction and have props involved, what would be the cliches that each team would come out to or be surrounded by as they come out of the dugout?
I don't know. I don't really understand. Give me an example. Like, what do you give me an example of what you were talking about.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you. So for the lineups, there's a trolley car for the
Yeah.
San Francisco Giants that's in front of their dugout that the players are coming out of to greet the rest of their team on the baseline. And for the New York Yankees, there's taxi cabs on each side of the dugout.
You know what I want? I want the first pitch. I want the game to start. I don't give a damn about any of that stuff. I don't watch the game for props. I don't watch the game for nonsense. I don't watch the game for the cheerleaders. I don't watch the game for any of the other crap. Give me the game. I don't give a damn whether they're coming out in a trolley car. I don't care if they're coming out in a taxi. I don't care if they're coming out in a hearse. Give me the freaking game, would you please?
Let's get serious. You want to buy this car?
Come on.
Thank you. Thank
What
you.
are we doing? I mean,
Thank you.
that is just
is unacceptable.
come on.
I mean, really. Just give me the game.
Okay.
Just give me the game. I don't need all the nonsense. Give me the freaking game.
Of all the sports you shouldn't do that, it's baseball. You line up the teams on
Yes.
the baseline.
Yes. Thank you.
You respect the tradition.
Thank you. Every player should be introduced for opening night. Every player should be introduced, and they come out and they stand on baselines. That's exactly right.
But instead, let's pull out some cabs, a trolley car. Stop.
So they brought taxis from New York and they shipped them across the country. Are they real taxis?
I can't say if they're real taxis or
Okay,
not.
well, I was going to just want to know because do they have dents? All right, here's how you'll know if it's a real taxi or not. Does it have its horn on?
I have no sound on, so I couldn't
Okay,
tell
well,
you.
if you have the sound on and the horn is not on, it's not a real New York City taxi.
You know, when you guys honk in New York, it's actually
Yes.
a language, right?
Correct.
There's different types of honks. There's the polite
Correct.
honk. There's the I'm pissed honk.
I don't know if I told you this, but when I travel to Bangkok, you ready for this?
Yeah.
There's basically 15 million people in Bangkok, and there are cars everywhere. It is disrespectful to blow your horn, and very rarely you can walk down a street in anywhere in Thailand, but we'll talk about Bangkok, one of the busiest cities in the world, and you can walk down the street at 5:30 in the afternoon in the middle of their rush hour and not hear a horn for the entire time you're outside. The only time you'll hear a horn is if it's an individual avoiding an accident. It is deemed as disrespectful to blow your horn, and if you tap on your horn, it is extremely disrespectful to do it more than once and for more than a quick beat. How about that?
So it's a reason to go, basically.
In New
Do it
York,
more than once.
in New York, when you buy a vehicle in New York, it comes with the horn already on, and there's a certain switch on your dashboard to turn the horn off. Okay, if you go to New York and you're staying anywhere in New York City, and you're in a hotel, and it doesn't matter how well the windows are insulated, double pane, triple pane, you hear nothing but horns and sirens the entire time you are in New York City.
So are you nervous as a pedestrian walking in Thailand if they're not going
Very
to put
much
the
so,
horn
because
on?
the rules are different. The vehicles don't necessarily stop because you're a pedestrian walking across the street or even on a crosswalk. So yes, when I'm in Thailand, I look left, I look right, regardless of whether it's a one-way street or a dual street, and it doesn't matter whether the light is green or red. I absolutely 100% of the time am always looking.
I
Yes.
think you should throw on your lacrosse gear as well while you're walking
Well,
across the street.
That would be an oddity over there because they would have no idea what that is. So that would be interesting. But just so you know, there are other cities in the world where you will not hear horns. But in America, in the big cities, you hear the horns all the time. So we talk about the differences of cultures and the differences of, like, in America, the pedestrians have the right of way. Now, it doesn't mean you don't look, but you have the right of way. There are a lot of countries in the world where you don't have the right of way, and you better be careful because you might be a bug on a windshield, and you don't want to be a bug on a windshield. Let's get to Dave in Elk Grove. Hello, Dave. Welcome.
Hey, Grant. How you doing? Hey,
I'm good, Dave.
Heard a little bit of your conversation earlier about announcers, and I wanted to touch base because I know you're a big-time hockey fan, and you had mentioned that you had perhaps called a game in LA and definitely called a couple games in San Jose. So two of my favorite announcers for hockey, or play-by-play, sorry, Bob Miller in Los Angeles and Randy Hahn in San Jose. Give me your impressions of both, and if you're willing to say which one you think is better.
It's all subjective, so I'm not willing to say which one is better. I think that the longevity that the Bob Miller before he retired, Randy Hahn's been there from day one. I know Randy, and I think they both have, in Bob's case, was the voice of the Kings and was synonymous with that franchise. And Randy is the same way with Dan Rusanowski on radio. That's great to have the same radio and same TV announcer from basically day one, but both excellent. Both excellent. To me, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you one more question. As a play-by-play person, with your background, when you get the call to do a national game, is that like the ultimate prize, or
yes,
or compliment?
Yes. I did a couple of games on ESPN radio with Dr. Jack Ramsey, national games. And that is the creme de la creme. Yes, no question about that. Yep,
that's what I thought.
Yep, that is the pinnacle of your career. If you get asked to do a national game, that is correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, I'll be calling you in the not too distant future to talk about my Sabres in the playoffs.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Dave. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Yeah, I mean it's also, you approach a national game with complete impartiality where you are very careful to be right down the middle. And one of the national games I did involved Sacramento, and I had to be very careful that I was not being pro-Sacramento or favoring Sacramento or anything like that. And working with the late Dr. Jack Ramsey was a real thrill for me. Just a legend. So, yeah, absolutely. Baseball is going to be starting here momentarily. The Yankees and the Giants. Any more props that I need to be looking out for, Ryan? Or you let me know when it's okay to actually start watching the game, okay? Because I want to make sure that I don't watch any of the nonsense and I'm only watching the game, okay?
You're about 90 seconds away, but Netflix treated this like it was the Super Bowl.
Okay.
In terms of the pregame. Crazy.
Well, I think according to Lynn, who helped us out with this, they paid Major League Baseball $180 million to do this game, the Home Run Derby, and the Field of Dreams game.
They had fighter
jets. I understand they're trying to make their money. And I did just turn it on. Put some ties on, would you, boys? Matt Vasgersian, Hunter Pence, put a tie on, would you please? I hate that one.
How about CC Slim Bathia? He's lost some
pounds.
Yeah,
he's lost a lot of weight.
Good.
Yeah, he does. Yep. Definitely does. And by the way, he should not have his jersey retired at Yankee Stadium. He does not belong up there with the other Yankees.
I had to throw that in.
I acknowledge his. Well, I'm sorry. It bothers me. I'm a lifelong Yankee fan. I'm not anti-CC Sabathia, by the way. I respect him. I think he was a great pitcher. Should not have his jersey retired. He didn't do enough with the Yankees. He should have his jersey retired. I'm not in favor of that. I think it's bad. And I'm not on board with that. And I've got nothing against CC Sabathia in any way, shape, or form, but that he does not deserve to have his jersey retired as a New York Yankee. That's absurd. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And on that note, I will tell you that what is not ridiculous is Village Financial Group and Spencer. Not ridiculous. Very experienced. And he deserves the accolades that I give him because I've known him for 26 years. And when I tell you that he's really experienced and really good at what he does, I know that because I've been a past customer of Spence with Village Financial Group. All right? We're talking about white glove service, kind of a boutique experience shop from the start line to the finish line. That's what Spence will do for you at Village Financial Group. And he has access to private money. He's a financing specialist. Keep all of that in mind. Village Financial Group, their website, vfgloans.com. You can find over thousands of listings for available homes for purchase. Give Spence a call or text him at 916-805-4868. And if Lateris, who is a huge supporter of this show, is still on board, that's 916-805-4868. It makes sense to call Spence at 916-805-4868. Village Financial Group, looking out for your best interest. More to come as we get you through hour number 3 right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
We are Fox Sports.
Call the good dudes at Gabroods, G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Homeowners, if you have an electrical project you need done, then you need the good dudes at Gabroods. Family owned and operated for 30 years, Jay Gabrood and his team are the area's recognized experts for everything electrical, from the very basic like repairs, lighting upgrades, and whole house fans to the biggies, panel replacements, EV stations, and backup generators. Gabroods does it all and does it right the first time. They're actually the guys their competition recommends. Gabroods, expert 5-star service and always transparent, honest prices and solutions. Say goodbye to your electrical issues. Visit Gabroods.com or call 24/7 and speak with a real live person. Gabroods, G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Call the good dudes at Gabroods, G-U-B-R-U-D-S. Gabroods.com.
Welcome to Par 18 Golf, Northern California's premier TrackMan Golf Performance Center. If you love the game of golf, you're going to love Par 18 Golf. Par 18 Golf is where serious golfers go to elevate their game to an entirely new level. Par 18 Golf features Ultratech TrackMan practice bays. These are the very same golf simulator systems that PGA players use to perfect their game. TrackMan systems use Doppler radar and high-speed cameras that give you instant feedback on your swing. It analyzes distance, ball spin, face angle, and club path. It's how the world's very best players train, open for both private and group events, with memberships, leagues, and coaching available. It's for serious golfers who demand more from their game. Located inside the historic Nimbus Winery in Rancho Cordova. Open every day by reservation, rain or shine, day or night. Visit par18golf.com today and experience the future of golf performance.
Rhino, since we were on the subject of horns, somebody said that they traveled to the Philippines many times, and out there they use the horns to alert other drivers on the road that they are beside or behind them. It's a form of communication. You know what? It's the same way in Vietnam. When you go to Vietnam, it is so annoying to be in a vehicle. It is so annoying because when you pass another vehicle, they blow the horn. Beep, 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 beep. It drives you crazy. And it's so unnecessary. Or even a motorbike on the side and you beep, 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 beep. It's like, I feel like it's just nonstop. It's so annoying. Very annoying. So if you go to Vietnam, you know, again, we talk about different cultures. Be aware that when you're in the vehicle, the horn is going to be on a lot. All right. It is a form of communication over there.
Noted.
Absolutely. See, when you get your passport, you need to know these things.
Yeah,
You need to know this.
I don't know that that's going to be the first place that I go, but good to
No,
know.
I understand, but you
Yeah.
may go there at some point in your life, and I'm just letting you know.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Good job by
Just-
you.
Absolutely. I've been there, and that was one of the first things that I noticed, and I was like, and it's very annoying. Because, like, if you're having a conversation with somebody in the car, you're like, it's just constant interruptions.
I mean,
And then
at
you're
some
like, what?
point,
Something wrong. Did something happen? You know?
at some point, you probably tune it out or you get used to it, right?
Yeah, I guess you would. I never got used to it. It wouldn't prevent me from going back to Vietnam. I loved the country. It was great when I was over there. Just loved it. Phenomenal. Just people are great. Beauty, just phenomenal. Love Vietnam. We just love it. I highly recommend visiting there. It's a fabulous country. Very, very, very inexpensive too. Like very inexpensive and diverse country with different types of terrain. You got the beautiful ocean. It's great. It's a great country.
I will have to check it out for sure.
Yes, I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. 916-779-0929. Someone said on the text line, if given a chance to broadcast for one NHL hockey season, which team would you prefer? You mean one NHL hockey team? Well, obviously it would be the Rangers, but I believe they have an announcer by the name of, let me think oh, that's right, Kenny Albert. I don't think that job's going to be open anytime soon. I think Kenny's got that dialed in pretty darn good. Yes, that would be the one and only Kenny Albert, who does a phenomenal job and is a great, great person. But I would do any team in the NHL. Wouldn't matter. I love hockey. I love doing hockey. And I'm blessed that I had a chance to do it. It was my favorite sport to announce. Love doing hockey. Always loved doing hockey. Phenomenal. Love the pace of play. I love the people in the sport. I love everything about it. There's nothing about hockey I did not like. Other than the morning skates, it could be very, very chilly. You got to be prepared for that. Got to make sure you got the proper gear on to go watch practice or morning skate in an empty arena because, it was very chilly. That's the one thing, Ryan. If you go to a hockey game and there's nobody there, be prepared. It's going to be cold, okay?
I'm all good with that. That's way better than being in a hot arena. You can
And
always
the humidity. How's the humidity for you right now? You're doing okay in that studio?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm doing all right.
I'm a little worried about you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's
Yeah.
very nice of you. It's a lot of equipment in this studio.
Hey, I have a question for you. Do you think the opening day or opening night's ever going to start? Or do you think it really is going to be opening night because the game won't start until 6 o'clock, which officially is the evening, and therefore it's not really kind of false advertising to call it opening night, right?
Well, luckily the conversation is dead because we have finally started. I didn't realize they were playing baseball tonight. I just thought it was a party.
The game has started?
The game has started, yes.
Really? Okay. Okay. Good to know.
Aaron
And
Judge is at bat right now.
Okay. I'm happy to hear that. Good to know. Yeah. I can't put it on TV in here because it's not on TV. I have it on my phone and I'm on a delay. And so don't tell me what's happening because I don't have it yet.
Okay, so you don't want to know.
I don't want to know because I'm behind you on my Netflix feed.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Right.
I can do that.
Interesting.
You went in kind of hard on Peter. You know,
On what?
On Peter. I mean, at least
Well,
he
I mean,
put a
Peter's
source.
trying to help us out with news that's really, really old. I mean, like next thing he's going to tell me is there's a war going on in the Middle East. I know, Peter, we got this. All right. I don't know if you know this or not. I've been talking about this for many days, Peter. The only thing I didn't know until today was the start time of the Niners-Rams game, but I knew everything else, and I've known it for quite a while.
So Peter is a long time if you don't like it or don't like that and he would,
I'm not anti-Peter. I'm just giving him a hard time because he's giving me information that's very old news.
There were people that used to come on the channel and act like they were reporting news. So Peter would put the proper news in with the source, doing it correctly. So
I don't mind that, but make it news that is current. Make it news that is not, weeks old. Okay.
I think he can do that. Yeah, Peter's got to pick his game up.
I don't
a
know
little
if
bit.
I hate to get on Peter's case because he is a supporter of us, but we've known that Seattle was going to open up the season on a Wednesday, and the Niners and the Rams were going to be on a Thursday for a while now because it was leaked out a while ago. This is not like earth-shattering breaking news today.
Of course, Seattle wins the Super Bowl and the Niners get the prime time. All right.
Well, no, Seattle's still in prime time.
I know,
it's just
but
going to
it's
be on prime time Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, but you know what? What's the difference between a Wednesday night and a Thursday night from a TV perspective?
A lot.
What?
The next
what
day
is
is
it? Nothing.
Friday. Maybe you've got an easier work day on Friday. Maybe you're taking Friday off. Not that many people take Thursdays off.
You're kidding me, right?
No, I'm not. It's
Whoa.
It can
So
be.
why would a football game on a Thursday that starts at 5:30 affect whether you go to work or not on Friday? Explain that to
I'm
me.
just saying, for some people, Thursday is when the weekend starts. I have friends that work schedules that are Monday through Thursday. They get Friday off. I know people that take off for their weekend vacations on Friday. Many times, Friday can be that getaway day, which makes Thursday kind of the informal start of the weekend.
All right. So what they should have done is they should have put the Niners and the Rams in Melbourne on Wednesday.
Correct.
Give them an extra day before they play the following weekend and have the Seahawks open on the traditional Thursday. But then you would have been complaining that it was disrespectful that the team that you love won the Super Bowl and they didn't get a chance to open up the NFL season, that instead two division rivals got that honor of opening up and kicking off the season instead of your Seahawks, right?
Yeah,
You still would have been complaining.
100%. You've got me nailed
so you
down.
can't. So you're darn right I nailed it because I know how you are, and I know how all you fickle Seahawks fans are. So you can't have it both ways. Take your freaking pick. Do you want to play on Wednesday night and have the season to yourself, the big opening night festivities, or do you want to watch your division rivals, the Niners and the Rams, play, and then you open up the season the next night on Thursday? Which one do you want, Rhino? Which one do you want?
Well, it depends because you said Saturdays aren't traditionally good for TV. So can you tell me, are Wednesdays typically good for TV?
Yes, Wednesday's a very good night for TV.
Okay. I will
Yes.
take Wednesday under protest.
You'll take Wednesday under protest.
Yes.
Someone's very spoiled. Someone's very spoiled.
I'll take Wednesday without prejudice. There you go.
Spoiled.
No, it's cool to get.
By
to
the way, do you
open
have
up the
just
season.
do you have just tons of ads on your Netflix feed for the game tonight?
Yes, I do.
I mean, good Lord.
I'm not paying the $29 or whatever the price is for ad free. Now I will do that for YouTube because of what we do, and we need to.
So
use
how much
that
would
sometimes.
the ad free be for Netflix? Did you say?
I think it's like a ad free family plan, and I want to say it
Really?
starts at like $20. I could be wrong, but
yeah.
yeah. I mean, you're gonna have ads if it's on TV, anyways.
Well,
So-
I just hope that your Seahawks game on Wednesday night is over the air and not behind a paywall, because then you're really going to be upset.
Yeah, not really. 'cause
Then you're
I'm-
going to have a real. Then you're going. You know what? You're going to have a real problem if that game is behind a paywall.
You know what? You're right. I will have a real problem with that. That needs to be in front of every National Football League fan. Every single one. Watch the Seahawks celebration. Every last one. Don't use the excuse that I can't watch it because of a paywall. So, yes, I would have a problem with that.
Got the great Bill Miller behind home plate tonight. Love Bill. I've had many great conversations with Bill Miller, talking about baseball and all of the World Series that he's done and all of the All-Star games that he's done, and being the president of the MLB Umpires Union for years. And I've had many great nights with Bill Miller. So
And
great job. Hope he has a great game tonight.
And he now goes down in history as the first ump behind the plate with the new balls and strike system.
That's correct. Yes.
Do you think
he
that-
was the individual that got caught with a hot mic the other night in spring training? Did you see that?
No.
They
What
went
did
to an
he say?
ABS, and it was the ninth inning, and it was hot. It was like 100 degrees. They wanted to get the game. If it was a strike, I think the game was over. He's like, please be a strike. And his mic was on. Yeah.
Innocent enough.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Seahawks. We don't know their opponent. I'm hoping that Peter will be able to break that news to us when that is announced.
Who do you think it's
Think
going to
Peter
be?
might be able to break the news to us who the Seahawks are going to play on that game?
Yes. Peter will get that to us 2 weeks after.
But we know
out.
it's not going to be the Niners or the Rams.
Yeah. Okay. This is actually a good question. I wonder. It's got to be an attractive game. You know what I would do? I would throw the Packers.
I've got it.
I would put the Packers in Seattle.
Well, you have to. Are they scheduled to play the Packers this year?
I got to check
because you have to look at their. You already know the teams they're playing. You can look up. You just don't know the dates, but you know the teams they're playing. You know the home games that they have and the road games. So you'd have to pick out a. You don't want it to be Arizona. That's not going to be. So you got to pick the top division that they're playing. And again, I don't have it in front of me. I could look it up real quick, but you could look it up and then let me know, and then you could pick a team out of that. I would say if they're playing Detroit this year, that might be an attractive game, even though Detroit did not make the playoffs. If you want to keep it in the NFC and not the AFC, I'm with you on Green Bay. It could be because to me, when you look at the NFC, I don't want any team from the NFC South. So it's got to be the NFC North. What about Chicago? Are they playing Chicago this year? That would be an attractive first game.
It would, but there would be nothing like, so 2026, their division rivals twice, home games against Cowboys, Giants, Chiefs, Chargers, Patriots, Bears, and others to be announced. So it looks like
so the Bears or the Chargers?
Bears.
There you go. Okay. I think Chicago at Seattle, week 1, Wednesday night to open up the season would be a very good game. You agree?
Yes, I do. But I really hope somehow Green Bay is in that mix and we have replacement refs and it's a night game in Seattle. That would be awesome.
Okay.
Think about that.
Replacement refs.
Packers fan would be gripping.
Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine?
Gripping. Because
Can you imagine that?
Not only do you have that night happen at Lumen Field, you also had the missed onside kick happen where the Seahawks came back in the NFC Championship. So it is a place of horrors for them.
All right, so let's guess. Bold prediction. Here we are. You love bold predictions.
Mm-hmm.
The Seahawks opening night opponent to start the season on Wednesday night will be fill in the blank.
The New York Football Giants.
No, it won't be the Giants. I'm going to say it's going to be Chicago.
Giants
Harbaugh. You think John Harbaugh opening up the season in Seattle, huh?
John Harbaugh, Jackson Dart.
Okay.
Give me the New York Football Giants.
Okay. Let's go to the game.
Oh, let's do it.
100%.
Let's go.
We'll go up there and we'll do the show from outside the stadium. Now you can't. The game starts. Well, you know what? I'll bring my portable equipment. We'll do the first 2 hours outside, and then we'll go in and just broadcast from the seats. I don't care.
All right. I am going to write that down. If that happens,
yep. Let's go to the game.
Let's go. That would be so
if
fun.
If it's the Giants, we'll figure out a way to go to the game. I'll bring the portable equipment. We'll do the game. We'll do the broadcast outside the stadium, and at 5:00 we'll go into our seats, and I'll do the final hour. We'll have someone back at the station with the dump button in case there's some bad words, and we'll do it until we get off the air at 6.
It wouldn't be the first time that you've been watching the Giants and doing a show at the same time.
No, I've done it many, many times. I've done many, many NBA games play-by-play while announcing the Kings game and watching the Giants. Jerry Reynolds would be able to attest to that. Absolutely. Something I enjoy doing. Something it's very challenging. It takes it takes great concentration. I wish I had the concentration when I was in school. I never got that on my report card that Grant was very attentive in class. I always got the box checked off on my report card, unattentive. Yes, that was, and then I would get home and my mom and dad would go, why are you not paying attention in class? I'm paying attention to the games. That's why.
And your
very
pops,
simple.
And your pops couldn't get mad at you for that.
No, he understood. No, you got it. We'll be right back. We'll wrap up the show on this opening day / night. They're playing baseball in 2026. This is Grant Napear on Fox Sports Sacramento.
After Aftershock, the West Coast's largest rock, metal, and punk festival, returns to Sacramento this October with My Chemical Romance. Tool. Limp Bizkit. Pierce the Veil. Plus, Suicide Boys, Queens of the Stone Age, The Offspring, A Day to Remember, Wu-Tang Clan, Sublime, Danny Elfman, Baby Metal, Public Enemy, Circa Survive, and so many more. 4 days, 135 plus bands, 5 stages. Aftershock takes over Discovery Park October 1st through 4th. My Chemical Romance, Tool, Limp Bizkit, Pierce the Veil. All 4-day, single day, and premium passes are on sale now, starting at only $1 down. Get yours at AftershockFestival.com.
Did you hate your heating bill this winter? Fix it with 10-10-20 from Sierra Pacific. 10 years parts and labor warranty, 10 years to pay, and 20% off a new Sierra Pacific comfort system. Plus, this system will get SMUD customers a $3,000 rebate. Lock in the best price of the year on the best option for heating and cooling your home. 10-10-20, only from Sierra Pacific.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air. The guys in the big red trucks.
Investors, keep listening to learn how to get your free gold report. A currency crisis is upon us. The U.S. dollar has been the world's reserve currency for over 50 years, but that is changing. It's time to protect your retirement. Decades of reckless borrowing and spending have critically weakened the dollar. The U.S. has become the world's biggest debtor with over $35 trillion in debt. Plus, the dollar's become weaponized. Countries are dumping it. Investors who wait until it's too late could lose big. There is one safe haven: gold. Diversify your portfolio with a physical asset they can't take away. Call the Reagan Gold Group right now and ask for your free gold guide. Here's our number.
800-941-4184. 800-941-4184. 800-941-4184. That's 800-941-4184.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Final segment here on a Wednesday. Ryan, I was thinking about our conversation going in the break. As a New York Giants fan, I would love for them to open up in Seattle because it would give them that extra rest. They're going to have to go out there anyway. I'd rather them go out there in week 1 where you're not up against it with a short week and a 6-hour flight cross country. I'd be fine with that.
Good job by you.
I'd be fine with that. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I'd be absolutely fine with that. You're going to have to play them anyway. Get out there and get it over with. And get you play on a Wednesday and then you don't play again until the following Thursday, Sunday, or Monday. Yeah, sign me up for that.
You think the NFL would be that
You
smart
wouldn't
to
be
take?
playing on Thursday. You would be playing on Sunday or Monday.
You,
What's that?
You think the NFL's that smart to take those kinds of things into account when it comes to the scheduling?
No, they don't care. You think so? Why are the Rams and 49ers playing in Melbourne?
Well, I
at
just
10:30
asked
in the morning?
because
You think they care about that?
I ask because when the schedule gets released, we see more and more
Yeah.
teams that are playing multiple Thursday night games and then a Friday, Black Friday
Yeah.
game. You know what I mean? It's starting to get
Well, the Thanksgiving Day games, the teams on Thanksgiving normally play, like the Cowboys and their opponent normally play for whatever reason the next Thursday. But yes, I understand where you're coming from with that. I understand.
Are we going to get to a
Yep.
place where there's football week round?
No, you can't do it on Friday. There's a law in place to prevent that.
Oh, really?
So you can't. Yeah, because of high school football, there's some type of you can't have the NFL on a Friday night head to head with high school football.
Well, is the mighty NFL scared of getting crushed by high school football?
It has nothing to do with I was very shocked when I first came across that, why they can't play on Friday nights, but they can't. There's some legislation or something, they can't play on Friday night.
That's good.
During high school football season.
Protect the same. Seriously, it's a special thing when towns shut down for high
Okay.
school football. I grew up in Elk Grove. I was on
And it
Elk-
wouldn't make sense to play on Saturday during college football season, because college football in a lot of areas of the country is king, and the NFL would take a back seat. So Saturday's not viable. You notice the NFL does not play any Saturday games until college football season's over. Then they have games on Saturdays, but it's not until college football is over.
Yeah, it's a good point.
You can't have college football going head to head with the NFL. The NFL actually would be severely hurt. You think that people in the South are going to watch the NFL
No.
on Saturday against college football?
I mean, many of those stadiums in the South are bigger than the NFL stadiums, right? So, and people plan their lives around those games. But I just feel like we're going to get to a place where the NFL schedule is expanded, not necessarily, well, we will in total amount of games, but like I could
It might
see
expand, but it's not going to be on Friday night, and it's not going to be on Saturday. It might expand, Rhino, but it's not going to be Friday and Saturday will never be NFL days. Not.
Yes.
Not going to happen.
True that. Still a lot of football.
It's not there. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, yes. And then in December, Saturday window, yes, because they do that.
Mhm.
But not before the college football season is over, which means the Army-Navy game's got to be complete. Then the following Saturday, the NFL takes over. That's what happens now. That's
Right.
the NFL calendar.
I mean, I
Because
don't.
the Army-Navy game, yeah.
I was going to say, I don't think fans are going to complain. Players won't like it, but more football? Okay. This is the time of year.
No, I mean, yeah.
This is the time of year where the Hall of Fame game sounds really good right about now.
To me, the football season is starting 1 week too late. I've always enjoyed when the NFL started on Labor Day weekend. And then the NFL always started recently the week after Labor Day, and I've never understood that. I always used to love going to the NFL on Labor Day weekend. It used to be part of my life. It was part of my, like, wow, it's football season. It's Labor Day. Labor Day meant two things to me growing up: NFL and school starting 2 days later, because school always started 2 days after Labor Day. All right. So that was something that I always look forward to on Labor Day, the NFL season, and, okay, school starting was not something I look forward to. It always started 2 days after Labor Day. That was it. Whatever day Labor Day, because last year Labor Day was September 1st. This year it's on the 6th. So it starts a little bit later. Again, school, NFL. School, NFL. NFL was number one. School was number two. And I absolutely lived for it, loved it. And that meant that as a kid, I'd be at Yankee Stadium or I'd be at Shea Stadium. And I'd either be watching the Giants or the Jets. And then, oh, yeah, I had to go to school. Yeah. But it also meant that we got football practice or whatever sport I was playing at the time. So it wasn't all bad. It wasn't all bad. 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. Good work. We didn't even talk about this by Logan Webb in the top of the first. The baseball season is underway. We're going to talk baseball every day. Not a ton, but we'll get into it. Tomorrow, the Kings are in Orlando. Russell Westbrook has already been ruled out of that game with soreness. Achua, I think, is questionable. Hayes is questionable. We'll see, right? They can't play any worse than last night. Or maybe I should be careful by saying that. I can't imagine the Kings being as bad as they were last night. And I understand they had 8 players dressed, but you only need 5. That was awful last night. That was terrible. It really was. Just really bad. Bad. Losing by 44 points to a 500 team. Yeah, that was bad news. So we'll see what happens tomorrow against Orlando. Of course, the show here begins, as you know, at 3 o'clock. Don't forget that if you missed hour 1 of this show, it will be aired in a couple of moments beginning at 6 o'clock. Officially, the evening hour of 6 o'clock. So baseball is going on, the Giants and the Yankees. NBA, you've got the Indiana Pacers. They're going to lose again. They are down. Well, I think they're going to lose again. They are down by 18 points towards the end of the third quarter to the Lakers. All right. The Spurs are crunching the Grizzlies. So, again, there's the NBA scoreboard. Again, are the Pacers going to win any more games like they did the other night? Or are they going to lose? Washington, Utah a little bit later. Keep your eye on that game. If you're a Kings fan, you really want Washington to win that game. You don't want them to lose. Again, we talked about San Antonio and Memphis, 47-31 at the break. Miami is putting it to Cleveland. They lead, 63-46. Miami with a big lead. Cleveland did play last night, second night of a back-to-back. Keon Ellis, not good enough to play for the Sacramento Kings, played 17 minutes as a starter in that first half. He had 10 points, again, in 17 minutes. Not good enough to play for the Kings, but good enough to start for the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are 45-27. But definitely not good enough to play for the Sacramento Kings. But no problem. Go to a team that's 20 games over 500 and start for them and play big minutes. Again, I call that basketball malpractice, which what happened to Keon Ellis here in Sacramento. There's no other way to say it. Basketball malpractice. That's it. Malpractice. And you can talk about it from a coaching perspective, from a front office perspective. You can say it whatever you want, okay? Whatever you want. Boy, Logan Webb, so much for that first inning, getting rocked here in the second inning. But call whatever you want. I call it malpractice when you see what Keon Ellis is doing in Cleveland for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Brutal. Bad decision by the Sacramento Kings organization. And maybe we'll learn more in the offseason about why all of this happened. But quite frankly, it does not make sense to me. I don't know what else to say. Doesn't make sense to me. So again, tomorrow we will talk about tonight's baseball game. We'll get you ready for the Kings and the Magic and a lot more. Said NFL on Labor Day weekend was like opening day in baseball, similar vibe. That's from Patrick in New York. I totally agree, Patrick. You know what I loved about that weekend? You had the U.S. Open, big matches going on. I used to love watching the U.S. Open. Then you had the football season in the NFL, Giants playing, Jets playing, everyone playing. You got the pennant races in baseball heating up. Okay? Loved it. Absolutely loved that time of the year. U.S. Open, football season, fall in the air. It was great. Absolutely loved it. Loved it. And now here we are with the Yankees getting off to a really quick start against Webb and the Giants in San Francisco, already leading 5-0 in the middle of the second. Appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for being a part of this show this afternoon. My thanks to Olden Polynice. Always good to have him on Wednesdays. For Rhino in Sacktown, Grant Napear saying song. And thanks so much for listening to the Grant Napear Show on Fox Sports Sacramento.